All right, welcome back, everybody. This is session number 19. Where we are in the campaign right now, it is the month of Lipan. It is the 6th of the month, so it's early summer. And the party finds themselves in Ukryty Prison, which is off the shores of Manipulative. It's around 2:30 in the afternoon. So tailing two rogues to the prison on Ukryty Island, the team first quelled a goblin riot while investigating the poisoning of the guards at this prison. And during their time in the prison, they encountered Forrest, the surly half-orc that they actually fought earlier in the town of Virlinia. After discovering his mustached ally and his colleague Dorothy, our party engaged in fisticuffs and knocked them out unconscious, tied them up. And where we pick up, we see our team in the prison with the guards, having just manacled and restrained Forrest and his crew. Also, before we get started, I'd like to give all of you inspiration today. So at any point in today's session, you get to roll advantage on any roll. In today's session, I'm going to allow you to choose after you roll, either before or after you roll. So I'm going to give you like an extra option on how to use your inspiration today. All right?
Okay.
Moffat, the guard, is bleeding everywhere. He was hideously struck several times in the fight, and he calls out to the party and says, "Hey, can any of you help me?" And he's clearly, his face is bruised and he's bleeding in several places.
Melody's gonna walk over and cast Healing Word.
Okay.
For 6 hit points.
Awesome. He bows and thanks you and says, I had a feeling I could trust you and your party. But what are we going to do with these fellas? We don't quite understand what happened here. And who is this mustached fellow that you discovered? Who is he?
That one? Melody points at the guy with the beard, the stranger. He's a rogue, we don't know.
Maybe we can shake him awake or see if we can talk to him.
Sure.
But I think at this point, since they attempted an escape and they attacked us, I think they deserve to be in jail. Like I said, I'm not the tribunal, but all of us are witnesses to what just happened today, right? And he winks. Moffat winks at everybody in the party and says, clearly they do belong behind bars.
And thank goodness we placed some cells up for you.
So Sayway, Moffat, and Shug, the guards, start dragging the bodies of Forrest and his allies to the cells in the lower part of Ukryty Prison. They actually, he positions the bodies so that they're actually all in the same tiny 5x5 cells. So there's really not a lot of room to maneuver, but kind of like they all have to, they position the bodies so that they're like kneeling and curled up and bound on the floor. So they can, there's not a lot of room, but they're all stuck in this small 5x5 space.
Can Melody go with them and actually suggest that each body get their own cell? Because there's one cell that's open. There's Forrest's cell, there's the cell with the 4 dead goblins, and there's that last cell that they're in right now. And if they're all together, then perhaps they'll try and help each other escape.
Moffat looks at you and says, "Oh, that's actually a really good idea." And so he takes Dorothy, moves her body to another cell. He puts Forrest in his own cell, and he drags the body of the bearded man to the cell that has the dead goblins in it. I'm gonna need that medicine kit, Sibo. I saw you put it in your bag. Me and my allies need to rest up. But if you want to talk to those prisoners, be my guest. Just tell us what you find.
Who is speaking?
Moffat, the guard.
Okay. Yeah. So I hand the kit back
Okay.
to the guard.
So he and Seiwei start using it to like bandage up his wounds, and so the party's kind of left alone. Soren is, also having a look at his wounds, and Ymir is doing the same. What's everybody else doing?
Okay, so wait, we've stopped everyone from letting Forrest escape. Do we have anything else we want to do in this jail?
I feel like I'd like to speak to the important bard guy who's in here. And
Oh yeah, the mute one?
that one.
Mm.
And I would like to...
You know, the one that can't speak.
Yes, exactly. I will find a way around it. And I'd like to also see who that bearded guy was.
Okay.
Do you guys have any preference for what to do first? We could also rest.
I'm pretty okay right now when it comes to like health. So I'm okay on resting. I guess we could talk to I think figuring out the bearded guy is probably more important right now.
Okay.
Since he kind of came in and was like, friends, escape with me.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Yeah.
So as the party walks over to the bearded man, you actually notice Forrest is starting to stir from his sleep.
Oh, God damn it.
And he's like jostling about. His arms are tied behind his back. His legs and his arms are manacled. And he's looking around, wondering why he's in this cell. And he's shouting at you, saying, wait, where am I? What am I doing here? Who restrained me? What? Get me out of here. Hey, guards. They were the ones. They attacked us.
Can I roll
No.
intimidation to bark at him? Shut up! You lost. We beat you.
Yeah, go ahead and roll intimidation.
That's a 25.
So this halfling, literally half his size, shuts his temper tantrum down as he sits there and begins to sulk in his tiny cell. But his two comrades are still knocked out unconscious presently.
Should we go wake up the bearded guy?
Yeah. So I'm going to take Luke's lucky mug and think of hot water will burn him. I'll think of cold water.
Mm-hmm.
What's the roll? What's the roll for it?
D6.
D6. D6. That's a 3. Does that work?
Yeah, it works. That and as soon as you get this mental image of water, this like cold, glacial, just totally clear water appears to fill the mug to the very top. You now have a full mug of cold water.
Cool. And now I'm going to throw the water into the face of the bearded man.
In doing so, you notice that the guy starts slowly stirring. You've awakened him from his unconscious state. He has like half a hit point or something now. And he looks up to find himself restrained and in jail, which is not really what he intended to happen. And he also sees that he is apart from Dorothy and Forrest, and he realizes this is a bad situation. And at this point, he sees you back, and he doesn't say anything.
Okay. Should I actually no, Melody? You should probably talk to him since you have got the high charisma.
So Melody is going to saunter over and cross her arms and stare into the cell and ask, "Who are you?" I don't know if I should roll intimidation for that or persuasion.
I'd say up to you, but he's not talking.
That's a 21 intimidation.
He says, "What does it matter to you who I am?"
The havoc that you caused is non-negligible, and we'd like to know who we can... If you can prove that you were not involved in that you were coerced into this situation, perhaps we could clear your name, but there's no way to clear a name we do not know.
I could say the same to you, Bard. The damage you did to me and my party was not negligible either.
Okay, yeah, cool, but you're the one in jail right now. You're the one in the cell.
I have no name to clear.
He looks at the both of you and says, everybody has a breaking point. I got to mine, and I did what I had to do.
And it was really funny.
He sniffs and said, the energy that crackles through my skin, the bloodlust joy I get from robbing and murdering people. Some folks in this town, some folks in this province, they deserve it.
Okay, this guy's a weirdo. Can we stop talking to him?
At least you're honest about, liking murder. Some people just are racist, and I gesture towards Forrest. So wait, your breaking point was your very racist friend got put in jail for attacking people?
You know what, Cleric? Friends don't leave their friends behind.
Cool, but I mean, you also could have tried to bail him out or something. You didn't need to break in.
Yeah. And what's the fun in that? What is the fun in that? When you're a rogue living the life that I do and the life that Dorothy does, we find ways to subvert the law of the land.
I guess you've got me there. You seem to be having a gay old time right now, rotting in a cell with a bunch of actual corpses.
I swear to Cyric, if I don't break this elf's neck when I get out, it'll be the last you hear of me.
That's the god of death that little bitches worship, right?
He tries to stand up, but because he's restrained in both his arms and legs, he falls over.
Uh-oh.
He just curses at you and at his situation.
Can I investigate to see if I can see that kind of a necklace on him, like the other cultist had?
Yeah, actually, you don't have to roll, but yes, you do see that he is wearing a necklace, and the necklace does have a symbol. I mean, it's hard to see because he's rolling around on the floor, but in the time that you have seen him, you do realize he does have a necklace, and it seems to have a skull on a starry background.
So like the ones that we've got?
Yes, it looks like it's a symbol to the god named Cyric.
I'm not sure if this will work, but we will see. Can I pull out my the one that I took, the necklace that I took with the symbol, and try to persuade him that I have his symbol?
That you have his symbol?
That I have his symbol, and that if he wants to please Cyric, he needs to talk so we can return his symbol.
Yeah, tell me what you're going to say.
So she's going to rummage around in her bag and go looking for this and hold it up. I have a feeling this Cyric won't be very happy if he notes that you've abandoned your connection to him.
Are you doing this with intimidation or persuasion?
I think I'm going to persuade.
Okay, go for it.
15?
He wriggles himself around so he can kind of sit somewhat upright with his back against the wall behind him, and he says to you, where did you get that? You don't look like you're one to pray to the god of 3 crowns. Where did you get that from?
From your body. This one is yours, dummy. Would you like it back?
Yeah.
But,
kind of jiggles around to notice that his necklace is still on his neck, and he doesn't say anything to you, Melody or Soren.
That wasn't a very well thought out lie on our part.
No.
Forrest calls out and says, shut up, don't say a word.
Hey, no. You're not my fucking dad. No, I won't. What's up? What's up, big man? Are you still upset? Are you that upsetty spaghetti? You're in jail. Do you think you can break out right now? I can shoot you through the bars and shut you up again.
Bat and Sibo, are we doing
thought.
anything?
I'm just gonna watch the investigation as it happens.
I don't even know what we're looking for. I'm just enjoying this. Maybe that's a bit sociopathic, but
I think what we're looking for right now is his name, and I'm not quite sure why, but I have a feeling it's important.
Sibo, are we doing anything?
I'm just observing.
Okay. The white-haired gnome starts shouting at Sibo and the rest of the party, saying, "Let me out! Let me out! I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong."
what's your name? It's nice
Pete.
to meet you. I'm Silrin.
Pete. I'm Pinecone Pete.
Well,
I didn't do
Pinecone
anything wrong.
Pete. Why are you in jail? What did people say you did?
I guess I did some bad things. They called me a bad. They called me a bad garden gnome. I destroyed tomatoes. I destroyed pumpkins. I destroyed all kinds of property in the city of Rovnica.
I'm not. Can I get an insight check on this? This feels like a bold-faced lie.
He did say he wanted to eat me
Yeah.
when we first got here.
Okay. Well, I mean, sounds legit. Got a 6. Well, I mean, I kind of trust our judicial system a bit more than you, because I mean, even if your crimes were small, you did still say you wanted to eat my friend.
He turns his attention away from you, Silrin, and shouts particularly at Sibo and Melody, the two shorter members of the party, and says, come on, friends. Come on, we're in this together. Justice is not served until you let me free. Let me out. Let me out.
Just gotta make it a race thing. What the hell, man?
Well, I'm afraid I'm with Silrin on this one. I'm gonna have faith in other people's impartial opinions of what you've done, and perhaps I can look into asking them for the truth, but I don't know if I'll trust the words of someone behind bars.
He starts grabbing two hands onto the bars and banging his head against the bars in a pretty menacing way. It looks like he's engaging in self-harm, you could say. The guards do nothing. The guards can clearly hear and see this from where they are, but they don't do anything. So we've got Pinecone Pete kind of banging his head on the bars, this bearded guy not talking to you, and Forrest feeling quite insulted by the party. Their colleague Dorothy is asleep in her cell. She's still knocked out unconscious.
I don't. What I feel like we should stop this. Not like violently, but I feel like this is bad.
Yeah.
I don't
know how to stop him. Like, he's just gonna start back up again. Like, if I I don't know, just be like, stop that. He's just gonna keep going.
He starts to notice that Pinecone Pete has somehow given himself a black eye. He's bruised in several places on his forehead and his nose, and he's bleeding out of his nose. And as he's doing this, you notice that Wasabi is making a movement as if he were banging his head.
What? Okay, that's just weird. What? Okay, yeah, no, stop that. Stop that, Wasabi. I'm gonna go up to the cell and just when he tries to slam his head, I'm gonna try to put my hand in between his head and the bars.
Okay, I'm gonna have you make an athletics check for that.
That's a 24. That's a nat 20 and a 4.
Ooh, okay. So as Pinecone Pete starts a motion to bang his head again against the bars, you whip out your hand and put it in between the bars to the part of the cell that he's in, and you manage to stop him from hurting himself anymore. And this causes him to calm down considerably. He looks up at your face and says, "Do you believe me? Do you believe me?"
I don't know you. I'm just trying to get you to not hurt yourself.
Nobody believes old Pete.
Believes you on what? What you did? Or didn't do? What you allegedly did?
I did it. I admit it. I did it. I admit it that I did it. But
What'd you do?
I pulled up tomato vines. I stomped on watermelons. I kicked pumpkins out of the way. I sat on every squash that I could find in Virlinia. It's because they were talking to me, you see? The mushrooms. The mushrooms were talking to me. And they said, "Come, follow us. Follow us into the forest." But I don't think mushrooms can talk. And I tried to tell the police. I tried to tell the guards. And nobody would believe me that the mushrooms were talking to me. And so I did what any sane person would do. And I destroyed every garden that I could find. And one day I found myself awoken in this cell. And it's not my fault. You do believe me, right?
I'm gonna roll insight on that.
And Melody's gonna go talk to the guards.
Okay.
Insight. Ooh, that's a good insight too. That's a good stat. Never mind. I completely believe him. I rolled the 6.
Yeah, she's very believable, that.
Okay. Well, even if you did that, it doesn't seem like it should be like a put you in max jail. Like, you heard mushrooms talking. I think there's a... That seems like... You probably have... Like... It's probably more of a problem that you heard mushrooms talking. I don't know how to explain this.
He nods at you back and says, "Yeah, you're right. That's not normal. It's not."
I mean, I also met it. I also saw a tree talk. So I mean, I don't know, but I don't know. But that was specifically because magic. But
well, we do live in a wonderful world of magic.
We do live in a
talking
wonderful
plants
world
is not
of
that
magic.
far-fetched.
Not that weird.
Or he also could have been tripping balls.
Were you eating any of the mushrooms? Did you eat any of them?
I don't remember. I don't think I would ever eat anything that spoke to me. So I don't recall.
So you're in mega prison for property destruction while high?
He blinks at you.
Yes?
That wasn't a 1 blink yes, 2 blinks no type deal.
We can speak openly. We're all friends here.
He says, Cleric, you believe me, right?
I think it is very possible, yes.
Old Pete didn't mean to harm anybody. It was like the mushrooms told me to do it. The mushrooms coerced me. They convinced me. They persuaded me.
Were they like little mushroom boys, or like were they mushrooms that you were previously eating and
No.
then they started talking to you?
They were mushrooms, almost as tall as her, and he uses his big nose to point at Melody.
It's like that one Tintin. Wait, that was exploded in that story. Ignore what I just said.
Yeah, Melody, you said you were going to talk to the guards, and Sibo, what did you want to do?
Looking at this whole scene and then try to evaluate like things.
Yeah, make an insight check.
18.
Yeah, Sibo, you believe what Pinecone Pete is saying. Sounds pretty plausible.
So I want to ask Pete a question. So
Yeah.
Sibo's gonna ask. So I see that you're clearly desperate to get out of this prison, but besides gaining your freedom, what's like your main goal? Why do you need to be out of prison?
I need to convince the judge. That it was the mushrooms that told me to do it. I would never harm another soul. You know how we gnomes are. We are harmless, peaceful people. But These mushrooms. These mushrooms. They had a hold on me. They told me they would murder my family. They told me they would hop on my bed in the middle of the night and cut my throat with their hideous, jagged teeth. These mushrooms were monsters, I tell you. Monsters.
Okay, well, if I tell Bat over here and I say, Bat, go kill a baby. Just find like a baby in a cradle and just stab it a bunch. And then Bat does it. Bat is still liable for stabbing a baby, even if I told him to do that. And if you hurt someone when the mushrooms told you to, that's not okay.
But what if it was magic? What if it was magic? Someone needs to believe me. Someone needs to tell the judge that I would never do such a thing.
Then I assume there are laws, right? I don't... Teddy doesn't know the laws of this fictional world enough, and also Sylvan probably wouldn't know that much about the law either, but I assume there would be something in place to be like, if you're under mind-altering magic from someone else, then you, like, that person is held responsible for crimes you commit, or something. Does that sound correct?
You don't have to roll a history check. In this world, people believe in witches and sorcery, and if there are misdeeds committed, it could be a reason to throw someone in jail, even if it's magic as the source of it.
Oh, fuck, I'm going to abuse that.
Yeah. Unless it could be proven otherwise, or like that somebody was under the influence or was charmed or something like that, then yes, you're right. The person will be held liable, most likely, and perhaps go to jail or be executed or something. So I want to finish up with Sibo and Kat, Sibo and Melody. Were there other conversations you were having?
I'm speaking to the guards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you can probably hear, there's some confusion going on over there. And I was wondering what the story was that you've heard about Pinecone Pete.
Shug walks up to you and says, Listen, Bard. Like I said earlier, what they tell me they've done is usually not as bad as what they've actually done. So I've learned in my time here in the prison to not trust any prisoner. And I suggest you also not trust any prisoner. Most of them are thieves and liars to begin with, so it's no worth it speaking to them. I suggest you heal up and make your way back home once you find out what you need to find out.
Thanks. I think we'll question a couple more because there's still some information that we're lacking. But once we get that, we will leave in peace and with all kinds of goodwill and strength to you who need to do the same amount of work with fewer numbers.
Mm-hmm. As you end this conversation, you actually notice that the main guard, Moffat, starts clutching his stomach and spitting up some, like, it almost looks like he's spitting up soap. It's white and frothy, and he's grasping at his stomach, saying, "It hurts. Oh, it hurts." What? He's coughing up some sort of substance.
Can I run over and cure wounds? Or first medicine check. I'm assuming he's poisoned. Will cure wounds? I know it won't cure the poison, but will it like help him not die?
Cure wounds would help him not die because he's not at his hit max right now.
Okay, then cure wounds.
Okay, tell me what you do. How many points?
D8 plus 3, 11. Oh, nice, max 11 health. Also,
nice.
That is my last spell slot.
Okay, no, actually, that he's almost at his max now, and he says, "Thank you, cleric."
No
I
problem.
worry. I worry I will go the way of my colleagues over there in the corner who also were poisoned. I think it was in the gruel we gave prisoners this morning. And he keeps coughing up.
Wait,
Wouldn't the prisoners be dying too? Wouldn't the prisoners be dying too if it was in the gruel you served everyone?
Sayway says, I wonder if they poisoned the gruel after we served them for breakfast.
How would they poison your gruel, though? Because they're in cages.
I think...
Visible people?
Make an insight check. Melody.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it was probably the invisible rogue. Should we stop?
21.
Silren and Melody believe it could be the invisible rogue that's not talking to you right now.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's the people who we fought because they were invisible for a moment and are also rogues and are therefore adept at poison, and also promise to kill us.
Can Melody make a medicine check to see how long she thinks that he will live if he stays at his max hit points?
Yeah.
That's an 8.
Melody thinks he's probably going to live only 2 to 3 more hours. You're not quite sure what poison was used, but if it is as lethal as it was on the 2 bodies that you inspected earlier that day, then this poison is likely quite lethal.
Can I make a medicine check to know if there's any way that I could naturally cure this?
Yeah.
Or reduce its potency, because I have lesser restoration if I get a long rest.
Yo tambien. 11.
So, Silren, lesser restoration would cure the poison.
Yep.
But you're not aware of any other medicine, unless you can identify the poison specifically.
Well, unless you can wait 4 hours, you're likely going to die. I'm not very good at comforting people in these kinds of moments. You had a good run. You were a guard for a bit. You were abusive towards your prisoners, but a lot of them sacked.
I have 2 more spell slots, first level, so I can Healing Word to keep him alive for 4 hours. If you want to sleep and then lesser restoration.
That could work. Also, wasn't there like a room in the back that was like full of medical supplies or something?
Yeah, so Sibo went there, he got a medicine kit, and they already gave it to Sayway to bandage up. Because Moffat had sword wounds from the battle.
Can I go there and look for any antivenoms?
Yeah.
Cool. What should I roll?
Well, we'll let the others do something, because it'll take you a minute or so to walk all the way down there and search.
Well, she'll probably just convey this plan to Moffat. If my friend, pointing to Silren who's walking down, can't find any anti-poison or any anti-venom, and he can sleep for 4 hours, and then he can try and heal you, and I'll do my best to keep you alive until then. That seems to be the tentative plan.
That's so risky. I could also die in that amount of time.
But
It's a shame we don't have a cleric here 20 every hour of the day.
Well, if we didn't try, you'd probably die regardless.
I'm looking at the rogue lady, and then sort of like, is there any way I can try to like make a telepathic like connection or some kind of like, I don't know, unspoken communication with her?
Well, she's unconscious right now. So unless you have a way to communicate with somebody who's unconscious, I don't know if there's a way to do that.
Hmm.
You could try waking her up.
Does-
You could try restoring her in some way. That might be another route.
Is there like a stick lying around here?
Yeah, you can find a stick.
Yeah. I'll try to poke her.
Okay. Yeah, you poke, and no one woke.
If rogues were responsible for poisoning, they probably know how to make anti-venom or things like that, and perhaps, they've done something terrible here, but like we can sort of like make an argument saying that maybe you guys can appeal that at least if you let the innocents survive, maybe, just maybe, your sentence might be lighter.
Well, maybe you should negotiate with one of the with either Forrest or his friend, who are both awake right now, because Dorothy is knocked out unconscious.
I'm gonna talk to the bearded man
Okay.
and say, who made the venom?
He looks at you and says, "Son, you have no idea who you're talking to."
God, every time we talk to one of you dumbasses, you're always like, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about.
He screams at you,
You
Bat.
don't understand.
He screams at you, Bat, and said, "You know what? All of us know how to make that venom, and all of us know how to cure it. And guess what? We're not going to tell you how to cure it. So I guess it's too bad for you."
Is it around now that I get to the thing?
Yeah.
Can I roll investigation?
Yep.
16.
Yeah, you find another medicine kit. So it has a lot of the same things to help cure wounds, but nothing specifically that's an anti-venom. But
Okay.
you could also use it to cure wounds again.
Okay. That is useful.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I will start heading back.
Bat, Sibo, Melody, any other reaction to what just happened?
Can Melody go over, and since she intimidated Forrest before, can she try and intimidate him into telling her how to cure the venom?
Yeah. Talk us through what you're going to say, and then make a persuasion or intimidation roll.
Sounds like your lovely friend here betrayed you in saying that you knew how to cure this venom, which is hurting someone. So would you please be so kind as to stay alive and to tell us how to cure it instead of taking the alternative choice?
Which is me killing you. It's shooting you with my bow.
All right, Melody, go ahead and roll.
Or withering away your very flesh from your bones. That also works. I'm a fan of the second one. Could I have helped Melody?
Yeah, I'll let you help Melody.
That's an 18.
Yeah, that's enough. Forrest looks at you and says, "I could tell you, but I don't know what's in it for me."
You not dying.
Very precious to take one more breath, isn't it?
If you think I'm fucking around, look at the last 2 times you tried to fuck with us.
He looks around and
Oh,
sees
not
all
dead.
the dead goblins in the prison and says, hey. He shouts at his bearded friend, says, "Hey, what do you think? Should we tell him?" The bearded guy shrugs his shoulder and says, "Up to you, Forrest. But they don't know what they're messing with."
We sure don't.
Forrest looks over at you, Melody, and says, What to tell you? Well,
The truth.
there is a temple not far from here, not far from Paranch, going west towards the interior of the Seven Sisters province. The temple to one of my grandfather's gods. The god was named Thrug. He was one of the fiercest orcs that the chieftains all aspired to be like. Inside Thrug's tomb is known to be a very special plant. A plant called Datura stramonium. Datura stramonium has a number of properties. Curing properties, hallucinogenic properties, and my mates and I, we were thinking we would bring some of this special plant to the races in Zadash and make quite a coin. And perhaps if you could bring it back here, I'll tell you the recipe of how to properly take care of the plant so that its magical healing properties come to fruition. You could bring here all all the plants that you can find. I'll teach you how to make the anti-venom and how to make the medicine.
And how far away are these plants?
Well, the temple's only an hour west of here. An hour west of Paranch.
Can I get an insight check? Just because I feel just to like make eye contact with this guy and tell if he's just like lying right to our faces. 21.
Yeah, he looks like he's really telling the truth. He's been disarmed by this. He sees the carnage. He sees that he's outnumbered, and it looks like he's pretty much telling the truth.
Though that sounds like a lovely offer, I'm afraid time is of the essence. Do any of you happen to have this anti-venom or any of this Datura Stramonium on you?
The bearded man pipes up and says, if we had it, don't you think we would have used it by now? We were trying to find it. And we need at least a party of 3 to get into that temple and out, because there's dangerous stuff in there, I think. Could be orcs, could be skeletons, could be orc skeletons for all I know. But I'm not going in there alone. I'm not going in that dark temple by myself. So it helps to have a god like Forrest lead the way and interpret the runes on everything.
Okay. Can I like huddle up with the party?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we could go in there, and we could go into the temple and get a plant, and then try and convince the racist bitch over there to tell us how to use it. But I, at least currently, have no spell slots at all, so I would be basically useless in a fight, and also I am hurt.
Sorry, I'm back. What's happening?
And the alternative is I'm also an elf, so I only need to like chill for 4 hours to take a long rest, and then I'll get all of my shit back, and then I can just lesser restoration this away. I think having access to this plant might be useful in the future, but I don't think we need it right now.
I agree, and I'm happy to stay up and take a long rest later. I'm not entirely out of spell slots yet. I can use the rest of them to keep him alive, and I'm solid enough with my weapons. I don't think I'll die in the meantime.
Everyone is noticing that Moffat, the guard, is coughing up more like phlegm and vomit and spitting right into the stone floor of the prison. He looks very ill. His face looks crestfallen.
Very poisoned.
So, is that the plan then? I keep him alive until you finish up your 4-hour elf thing, and then we heal him?
Sure. Yeah. Does that work for everyone else?
It's not like we've got any other choices at this point.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Here's also another healer's kit in case this helps. Found it in the back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sewe says to you all, you could just find a boat and go back to the mainland and take Moffat with you. You can find a cleric in Paranch.
True, but that might cost money, and I also am a cleric. And he can probably, if we have supplies and a few more healing spells on her part, he can stay alive for another 4 hours.
Moffat's coughing again and vomiting a little bit. I don't know if I could last 4 hours. He motions with his face towards the bodies of his comrades who died earlier that morning. So clearly it was a fast-acting poison.
I thought you said he could stay alive for 3 hours, and that was before we had the extra spell slots and healing stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's his best guess. I mean, he doesn't know what poison is.
Okay,
he just knows.
Can I make a medicine check to get an estimate of when he'll die?
Can I help him with my experience with random plants and nature for my...
Yeah.
15.
I mean, so I think it's the same result as before. Like, it's probably 3 or 4 hours, but you don't exactly know what the poison is, so it's hard for you to be accurate about your assessment.
I have an idea. Melody goes over and slams one of her hands against the bars and asks Forrest, How long does this thing take to kill someone?
Forrest opens his mouth and he's about to speak, and his bearded friend says, "Don't tell her. She's heard enough."
I conjure my spectral little Toll the Dead bell, and I don't ring it yet, but I just have it in my hand, and I look right at the bearded guy.
He looks up at you and says, "Go ahead, start the chain. Kill me. See what happens. Make a friend or make an enemy. Up to you."
I mean, you're making an enemy right now,
We already don't.
and you're
like
not
you.
exactly in a place to negotiate. Do you comprehend this concept?
He
Do
just
you have it
looks
in
at
your
you.
little rat brain of yours?
He looks at you very smugly.
Hey, don't insult the rats like that.
All right, I will cast Toll the Dead. Make a Wisdom save, and I'm assuming he's at 1 health.
Yeah.
So if he fails, he dies.
Probably. 19.
Go, beard.
Okay.
guy.
Then I'm assuming for his turn he will do nothing, and then on my turn I will cast Toll the Dead again. And I will repeat this process until he dies.
Okay, what are other people doing?
I don't know. There's not much I could do right now, but watch this.
Between
stupidity go on.
between each Toll the Dead, I'll stop for a moment and I'll look at Forrest. You can stop this at any moment if you want.
I am actually gonna sit on a chair
Okay.
and meditate / pray to my God and see if I can get any insight or information of both the poison and the gnome who's imprisoned.
I'm going to have you make an Arcana check to see if your god might be able, in doing some readings about your god, if there might be any magical traditions that she might have taught you. So I'm going to have you do an Arcana check.
17.
So you do seem to recall from reading about your goddess that there are some plants considered lucky under her domain and the story that Forrest is telling you is plausible.
Anything on the gnome?
Nothing additional.
Yeah, because I guess I'm gonna go and ask the gnome to see where he found these mushrooms. Hi, so you told us about these crazy talking mushrooms. Where did you find them?
He looks up at you, Sibo, and says, you know, near Summerfield. Near Summerfield, in the province of the Seven Sisters. It's not far from here. It's almost due north of Parancha. But I don't ever want to go back there. Those mushrooms scared me, and they talked to me, and I don't know.
Well,
But you believe me. You believe me, right? That the mushrooms can speak, and that they can lure, and then they can persuade.
It can be done. It's plausible, but I'm trying to figure out, were you alone in the forest while this was happening?
Yeah, of course I was alone. That's how the mushrooms get you. They wait until you're alone, and then open their mouths. They show you their teeth, and they scare you into doing the things that they tell you to do.
So besides proving your innocence, what like, is there any other goal towards getting out of here?
Well, yeah, of course. I want to start a family. I want to start my business. I want to get back to making shoes.
Do you have a family?
I mean, I have a clan, but I would love to find a wife. Let me out of here. Tell the guards I'm innocent. You believe me. Please.
So, I mean, this is tricky because, like, mushrooms seems like mushrooms are just talking when people are alone, and then it's not like it's universally speaking to everyone to do things and stuff like that. So I don't know if we can necessarily like prove his innocence that way. So
Well, if you could find the mushrooms and bring them to a judge, they'll listen.
yeah, but then you say mushrooms talk only when you're alone.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, trying to prove that this guy actually did the stuff and was actually being talked to by mushrooms is kind of impossible.
Okay. At this point, I think Silren is going to cast Toll the Dead again.
After I attempt to pull the bearded man's life force out, and this time fail, I look at Forrest, and I say, "You can stop this at any time you'd like."
Okay. Well, let's see if you fail or not. Yeah, that's a nat 20. Sorry. You try to Toll the Dead again, and the bearded man manages to resist whatever force comes from your holy symbol.
Mm-hmm. Unless you can break out in the next, let's say, 60 seconds max, you're going to die inevitably. Do we understand that? Can we get on the same page?
While this is happening, Seiwei calls out to you, Silren, and says, "No, we don't kill our prisoners like this.
Okay, but this
Let
guy
him
wasn't
rot.
sent to jail naturally, and
Let him rot."
But he's going to break out though, and
No.
then kill you.
He hasn't been tried. We have already arrested him, so he'll go to trial, and we'll win. There's no more you need to do here, Cleric. You and your whole party, I think, are done today. We just need to save our friend Moffat and get back to hopefully normal business.
But we're done though, so you can handle the venom then? Okay, bye. We'll head out then. Have fun. Or do you want us to get the anti-venom for you, which it sounds like the plan was, and this is how I was going to get it?
She looks at you blankly and says, "He's not talking. So
Yeah,
why
that's
don't
why I
you
was
go
going
get
to
it?"
kill him and get his friend to talk. I was going to use him as an example. That's how...
She looks like helpless, like, come on, like to Moffat, like, you have to convince them not to murder. Murdering one person is not the right thing to do to save one other person's life. Moffat relents.
Disagree.
Moffat's like vomiting some more and says, "Honestly, at this point, I might die, and I think you need to do and they need to do whatever they can to fetch me an antidote."
It's not that no offense, I just don't know you that well. It's not that I value this man's life particularly well. It's just this guy tried to kill me and is also a cultist of a evil god of death and like everything bad in the world. So I don't exactly respect him. And I don't think the world would be losing much.
Forrest yells out at you, Silren, and says, "Listen, if you leave here now and take a boat directly to the canyon..."
How long will that man die in the next 4 hours?
"If you leave here now and take a boat directly to the canyon, make your way to the tomb of Thrug,
We need to fight things, yeah, of course.
and find the Datura Stramonium, and then come back here immediately, you'll be back in time for the guard to live."
Yes, I understand that. But I don't want to do that.
For us to finish what we were going to do to begin with.
So, will that man die in the next 4 hours?
It doesn't sound like it.
Poison
if we
expert.
Can go travel down and go through another dungeon to find a
I don't think, at least, okay, I will speak for myself, and I'm assuming everyone else is on a similar boat. I don't think we can go through another dungeon. I have no more hit dice left. I am on half health. I have no spell slots left.
Yes, I agree. So we should just go through with the initial plan. I keep him alive, nutrients, and then we lesser restoration and go find the plant after.
Moffat looks weaker and weaker as he spits up some blood and phlegm and vomit once he's grasping at his stomach. He doesn't look well.
Yeah, so I agree with
Time
Silverin. So I agree with Silverin right now. I don't want to go through another dungeon because I've got like 2 key points left, or I mean, I have 1 key point left, and I'm not like too damaged, but it's like enough to where I'm like less good. So I'd rather just wait it out and wait till Silverin gets his lesser restoration.
I agree.
All right, I will move over here and start trancing.
Sibo, Melody, Bat, what are we doing? While Silverin trances?
I'm up here. I'm gonna keep Moffat alive. That's my goal.
How?
When he starts to look too weak, I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
I mean, since the last time somebody cure wounds on him, he does look more pallid and wan and like ashen in his visage, and it looks like he could throw up again at any moment.
So I'm translating that to I need to cure wounds or he might die. I need to Healing Word or he might die. Alright. So while he's trancing, I'm just going to repeat Healing Word as much as needed. That's 9 hit points.
9, okay. He looks much healthier, and the blood is rushing back to his face, and he says to you, Thank you, Melody.
You're welcome. Now let's
Needed
hope
that.
this lasts. Can I try and stabilize him as well? Like have him lay down on something?
He is. He's somewhat stabilized in terms of his wounds from the swords, but not from the poison, obviously. But
Yeah.
the wounds he sustained from the battle, he is stabilized for that.
Okay,
It's just the
good.
poison is
He's-
sticking around.
Dying as slowly as he can right now.
We can say that.
And
Do you have anything in your magic item that can like get rid of poison?
me, my Falklook and Bandor, unfortunately, I can levitate him, but I can't get his poison to levitate out.
Maybe we should try it.
Yeah. I mean, that would be something.
That, Sibo, are we doing anything? At this point, by the way, Emir is has been sleeping very soundly this whole time. He's just been
sleeping on the job.
He's been sleeping and thinking about what it's like to hold his axe upside down and hit people differently. Literally.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
What's that, Bat?
Okay, so I'm gonna walk back and forth between like the like 1 second, I'm gonna move my character.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Gosh.
Between like the top of the cells to like down here to like back up there over
Okay.
and over again just to
Okay.
check to see if just to keep watch of all the prisoners so they don't escape.
Yeah, the prisoners are relatively quiet right now. They have just seen this battle. They've seen some of their fellow prisoners get slaughtered, so they don't look like they're. They look relatively calm and not about to riot.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Gonna keep doing
It's
what
coming up
we
on like
want.
3 something in the afternoon. The party's getting quite exhausted and hungry since they haven't eaten since breakfast. So this might be a good time to like do a check on items and have something to eat.
And Melody, can she also do a Song of Rest
On
on Moffat so that he will, on everyone actually, because it's just, I think it's more like a raid, an area thing.
it is.
Yeah, any creature that can hear me
Okay.
gains 1d6 hit points.
Okay.
And I'd like to sing so that only the people who are on the other side of the door, I'd like to close the door and sing so the people only on this side of the door can hear me.
Oh, so Forrest and Dorothy and Bearded Guy can't hear you?
No,
okay.
I don't want to heal them.
All right. So you're gonna move way to where the kitchen is, so none of the prisoners or anybody in the cells can hear.
I'm gonna sing, well, I was thinking more of singing softly.
Okay.
Kind of like a lullaby. Schlaf, Kind, Männlein schlaf, die Mutter hüt die Schar, der Vater schüttelt Bäumelein, da fällt herab ein Träumelein, schlaf, Kinder, schlaf. Which hopefully no one understands Zemnian and realizes I'm calling them children. But that is 4 hit points.
Okay. So that manages to heal 4 hit points of everybody within hearing distance.
Yes.
Soren, I don't know if you need healing, but would you be impacted by that as well?
I think that happens. She sings that during a short rest, and then people heal that once they finish their short rest.
Yeah.
And I'm currently not taking a short rest.
Oh, you're not in the short rest. But Sibo wasn't hurt, maybe. And that was hurt.
Yeah, it brings me up to close to full.
Yeah, and Bat, if you want to take a hit die or two also and take a short rest, then you get the full benefit of Melody's Song of Rest. Mm-hmm. Moffat is also taking a short rest, so he healed up. He's he looks actually pretty healthy. He's still grabbing at his stomach, but he looks pretty healthy, surprisingly. He says to his fellow guards, "Listen, I think I need to go back to the mainland and find a proper cleric. This guy over here," and he nods at Soren. "I don't know how long it's going to take for him to get his spell back, but we need to get moving. We need to find an antidote."
He'll have the spell back within 4 hours of beginning, and it is now how many hours?
4 hours is too long. Can we at least get back to shore?
Look, dying man, you can be patient just for a bit. Just like wait a little longer. Just like, just be patient for a little bit longer. Just a little longer.
Waiting is what caused my 2 fellows in the back here to die.
Didn't he just say he was feeling better, good enough to leave?
That's what he says.
So wouldn't that imply he could last for longer than expected?
Possibly.
Okay. I can't talk. I'm in a trance. This is out
I
of
know.
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks like he's fixing to leave.
You can leave if you want, but we're not going with you. So you're just gonna. Or wait, no, you're gonna find an actual cleric. That's not a good way to convince him. Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't.
Melody?
Yeah. Just don't. We'll.
Listen, I don't have time to wait, and there's no telling if what that half-orc told you is true. So I'm gonna do what I know is true, which is that we have clerics in Paranch, which can cure diseases like this. We've been waiting here for so long, and the page that we sent this morning hasn't returned yet. So something is going wrong.
Just wait a little longer. Also, we don't know if they got more friends out there just like waiting. So they could just like be like, "Aha, I'd shoot you with my bow," and then you die anyways. Well, so just like wait in here and give him a couple more hours. Well,
make a persuasion check, Matt.
And Melody's gonna help, and she's gonna say, "And if you leave, you're gonna be leaving your 2 friends with even less manpower than what they were supposed to have. You're already short, and you're gonna be taking 1/3 of that away."
Yeah, so take advantage with that roll, Matt.
Okay, cool. I just realized my dice are completely gone from where they actually are. Or where they're supposed to be, I mean. That is... Oh, wait. Advantage.
No!
Melody gave you some health, so you have advantage on this.
I have inspiration. I've got inspiration. I rolled advantage. I'll use the inspiration, too.
Okay.
God. That's a 13.
Moffat says, "You know what? I could take Sayway and Shug with me and just leave you here. They're all locked up."
Dude, if they break out, then we could be dead, and it's on your hands.
You know what? We have the lock. We'll just lock the door at the top of the prison.
Okay, but
why
if they
don't all
break out...
prisons do that? Just lock the door, guys. You don't need guards, idiots.
Listen, I'm
just
dying.
Lock the door.
If they break out, they're gonna kill us, and it's gonna be on your hands.
Yeah. Well, you could just come with us then. Up to you. But I need a cleric, and I can't sit around and wait 4 hours.
You have a cleric. Just give it a little time. You're being impatient. You're acting like a child.
He starts coughing up phlegm again, and he's grasping at his stomach. He's groaning in pain and says, "Oh, I don't feel so good. I thought it was healthy a moment ago, but I am not that well." And he looks a little dizzy, and he looks for a chair to sit down on.
Melody is gonna help him sit down and just gently, like, I don't know, care for him.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's gonna try and be kind enough to persuade him to not leave.
Yeah, okay, so tell me how you can persuade him, and then make a persuasion roll.
So she's gonna say, yes, it's okay, just sit down here. You can leave once you're feeling better, okay? But for now, you're not strong enough to cross the water. You're not strong enough to get all the way out there, up those thousands and thousands of stairs. Let's just lay down here and wait. Your friends are here. They're here to support you. We've got a cleric who's working hard on getting you healed. So why don't we just wait for now?
I'm not here to support him.
His friends. Persuasion, that's a dirty 20.
He says, "You're probably right. This feeling of nausea and pain comes and goes, and it's probably smarter for me to wait. I just want to be sure that you will keep me awake, alert, and as healthy as you can during these next few hours that we have to wait for your friend to be able to cure me. Can you do that? Can you promise me?"
I promise that I will do my best to keep you as awake, alert, and in the least amount of pain as I possibly can.
It's at this point that Shug shrugs his shoulders and says, "I have to tend to the prisoners and make their afternoon meal, so I'm going to start a new batch of food and throw out the rest of the stuff from this morning. So I'll leave the rest of you to be for a moment." And Shug goes to the kitchen and starts messing with some like flour and things like that.
Don't eat from it, please. Bro, that guy's gonna die by eating some more poison by accident.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna have an extra second level spell slot that I don't need to waste.
So Silrin is still how it takes 4 hours, Silrin?
Yeah.
Okay, so what else while the rest of the party wait for Silrin, what's everybody else doing?
I'm just keeping Moffat on the ground and not doing anything strenuous or no thoughts of leaving.
Okay.
No. Keeping him alive and healthy.
That, Sibo, what are we doing?
I'm gonna keep keeping watch on all of the prisoners who are locked up.
Time ticks by, and soon enough, Dorothy wakes up. She finds herself manacled and restrained in both her arms and legs. She looks around in her cell and sees where Forrest is, as well as her friend, and she realizes she's outnumbered and restrained and unlikely to be able to escape. And you can see on her face, once she figures this out, her face turns dark and she looks dejected and upset at herself. But now she and her two friends are awake.
Cool. Does she have any reaction to everything, or is she just dejected and ugh?
That's her
Can't
reaction.
fight.
That's her
Okay.
reaction. Yeah.
Well, at least she's not making a big deal out of it like the rest of them.
Okay, so some time passes. Shug comes back out with what looks like a totally new batch of gruel, and he starts passing out the gruel to all the prisoners.
You dipshit. Okay.
Wait, are you awake now?
No, this is out of character.
Okay.
This guy's being an idiot.
And Shug starts feeding all the prisoners.
Wait,
And
hold up, Shug.
One by one, the
Shug
prisoners
Knight.
start using their hands to shovel gruel into their mouths.
We don't know what actually poisoned What was in the gruel to poison everyone? So that's probably a terrible idea. Don't do it.
No, it's my job to feed them.
Okay, but can you not just like not do your job right now? And
No,
just,
it's my job to feed them. I have to do my
well,
job.
like, can you
Oh,
go
it's your
play-
job to feed them, but you're just super willing to fucking abandon post.
Melody's
Yeah,
gonna
That's dick.
Wait, you're sleeping, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just
No.
insulting him out of character.
She's gonna call over to Bat. Hey, why don't you help him find what was poisonous?
I don't have any way to find what's poisonous. I'm not just like the only way I'd do that is just start eating stuff and see what's poisonous or not. Like I don't have any magic to do that.
No, nobody has a spoon of whatchamacallit?
Purification?
Purification. Purify
No,
food
that
and drink.
That was Simon, and Simon
Yeah.
is gone.
Yeah. Oh well.
So I'll use my cool mug and spot out what's poisonous.
Use
That
your
was a-
mug.
No,
Okay.
that was a joke. I'm
Okay.
saying because I have no way to do it, and that would be just whatever. The joke didn't work.
What you want to do
Yeah.
is think of poison in your mug, drink that, and then eat the gruel and compare the tastes.
Well, no, I can only make stuff in my mug that's like an actual drink.
It's at this
Drink.
point that you
I'm
hear
trying to
one of the
understand, don't
prisoners make a noise from their cell.
What kind of noise? Is it a fart? I don't like that noise.
The noise gets your attention. It seems to be coming from the elf.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Still by
look over
himself.
look over to the elf. Elf, what's up? What's going on? Wait, the elf
So-
is mute, right? Never
Yeah,
mind.
this elf is a
Don't-
bard.
I don't say what's up because he can't
Say what's up.
hear me.
Well, maybe he can read lips. We don't
Or,
know.
I mean, not he can't hear me. He can't respond, so I'm just gonna wave instead.
He's skinny. He's skinny and frail. He's got very pale skin and long, uncharacteristically silver hair. It's like shimmering almost. He's got pale blue eyes, and his once fine clothes look really dirty and unwashed for many months. He smells quite sweaty and in a bad state. And when you get closer, you see that he's carrying a horn in his hand. It looks like he's excited to see that somebody's finally talking to him. And he grabs his horn and makes that noise.
Hello? I don't really know what you want to tell me or anything, because you're mute.
He motions with his hand. It makes like a C shape, and he points it towards his mouth
He's a
and
crip.
chin.
I see, he's a crip. No. Is that you want to eat?
He nods his head furiously.
I'll throw him a ration.
Okay. He
The
puts his
food
horn
is-
down and grabs the ration and starts gobbling it up. And he's like smiling at you, like with a saintly, beatific glow. He is very charmed by your kind attention, and he's like
You're
looking at you
trying-
with like cartoon eyes, like
If
uh,
you're trying to
demonstrating
play
happiness.
if you're trying to play the I'm gonna act all good and nice card to escape, that's not gonna work. I'm not gonna let you out just because you are seemingly a nice person.
He's looking at you, blinking his eyes, and he grabs his horn and says,
Yeah, I still don't know what that means, so I'm just gonna take that as a yeah, sure, I won't escape. I still don't understand what that means. So I'm still gonna-
make an insight check, Bat. Maybe this will help you out.
Insight. Advanced dice roll. Plus, what is it? 3 on my insight? Yeah, it's plus 3. That's a 20.
Yeah, Bat, you have learned from your travels that folks like this sometimes find alternative ways to communicate, and perhaps one horn noise, one honk means yes, and 2 honks means no, or 1 honk means no, and 2 honks means yes. It's one of the two.
Hey, that thing I said earlier came back. I'm gonna say, okay, so does 1 honk mean yes? Fuck, wait, I don't know if that's a yes or a no. Okay, honk once if 1 honk means yes. Okay, 1 honk means yes. Honk once if 2 honks means no. Okay, cool. So yeah, So did you want to talk about anything specific? Okay, what's up?
And he when you say what's up, he looks you up and down, and with his like baby cartoon eyes, just like blinks rapidly.
What do you need something? Food? Water?
He then makes a
Instruments?
motion with his hands or with his arms to demonstrate like he's like playing some sort of musical instrument.
You need a harp. Where am I supposed to get a harp? In
He's pointing at your friends.
Do any of you have harps? Oh, melody in the band door. Is it the band door you want? Yeah, I'm not giving that to you. That can cast like a bunch of different spells. It's magic.
He looks really sad, and his big cartoon eyes looks like they're about to cry.
I don't care how big and cartoonish your eyes. I mean, what's a cartoon? I mean, I don't care how big and exaggerated your expression is. I really can't give that to you. That's like super magic, and you're like a prisoner. I don't know what you even did, so you could just be like, oh, I levitate out of the cell and then kill all of you. I don't know what you're capable of either, so I don't know.
He holds out his left arm to you and then gets down on one knee and he bows, as if to demonstrate a position of weakness and servitude.
I'm still not giving you the magic item.
He looks up at you excitedly and says,
Is that a yes? I accept the fact that I won't. Or is that a no? I still want it. Okay, that's a yes. You accept the fact that you won't get it. Cool. No, you still want it. You're a prisoner. I'm still not gonna give it to you. This is... Stop. Just stop asking at this point.
At this point, he looks away from you and puts his horn down and looks dejected and sad. And he sort of like bows again as a stately, courtly gentleman would, and decides to sit down in his cell.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I just can't give it to you. I'm sorry. That would I'm not gonna give a random bard a powerful magic item. I mean, you can take this mug if you want it. Okay, I'm gonna pass him over the mug.
Okay, you pass him the mug. He seems to know exactly what it is, and he seems to know exactly what this mug is. And after holding it for a second, what pops out of the mug and jumps into his lap is a tiny white-furred kitten
Excuse me.
with blue eyes and long whiskers and a very happy-looking tail.
Wait, no. Give me that magic item back. When could it do that?
He shrugs his shoulders, and he's now petting this little baby kitten that has jumped out of your mug.
Excuse me. Cats Cats are not. You don't drink cats. Cats are not. Cats are not
That
something.
attitude.
It's at this point that you notice Wasabi.
Cats are not liquids. Cats
It's
are
at
not
this point you
liquids.
notice that Wasabi seems delighted to see this little tiny baby cat in this man's arms.
Okay, good. Wasabi, you're being normal for once.
Perhaps this elf has uncovered another ability of this mug that you didn't know of before.
It can create fucking life? Did I have a god mug this entire time? I'm gonna create humanity from a mug. Okay, wait. I'm gonna do like a hand it over.
What do you mean?
Like a gesture to like hand it back.
He gives you the mug back, but he doesn't give you the kitten. He's like stroking the kitten. He looks very happy.
You can't break out using a cat, right? Wait, is that you can break out using a cat? Okay, you can. Okay, cool. Well, I can't use this again until tomorrow. So, this is weird.
Once again, he motions to you like he's playing a harp.
I'm still not giving it.
He's got his big eyes.
I'm still not giving it to you.
Blinking at you.
That's irresponsible of me.
And at this point, he resumes like petting this little kitten that has appeared from your mug.
The mug has already been used once today to wake up the prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can't use it again.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's been used twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was by someone else, so I'm assuming it's like, oh, only one person can use it once a day.
Maybe you have discovered a new property of this mug.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to summon something from the mug.
Okay. Roll a d6. Tell me what you're thinking.
I'm gonna think of snail.
Okay.
I'm gonna think of a snail.
Go ahead and roll a d6.
I got a 3.
Nothing appears in your mug. But thoughts of snails fill your head.
Cool. Well, I don't know if I don't know what to do then.
So,
with this.
Soren's almost ready to wake up. I want to just check in with Sibo and Melody if there's anything else you're doing while Bat is having conversation with this elf.
I think Melody will hear, note, and then just disregard the conversation.
Okay. Sibo, anything different? Anything to add?
The elf bard is the one that is in the far prison, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go talk to the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Since I can speak Draconic.
Oh, okay.
As a note, sorry, just before you start the conversation, how is Moffat looking?
He's looking quite ill.
Alright, I'm gonna re-healing word him for 6 hit points.
That really helps. While the conversation was going on between the elf and Bat, he started to look more pale, but you've given, you see the rosiness back in his cheeks, and he looks significantly healthier now that you've cast the spell. And he thanks you, Melody. So this is your first time where you're actually getting a closer look at this Dragonborn, Sibo. He's about 6 foot tall, so much taller than you. He's got yellowish skin. His nostrils are far set apart. He's got a scaly body, large, thick legs, and he's currently like sitting with his back upright to the wall, looking at you, and he hisses at you in common and says, "Yes."
Hi, how did you end up being here? And I speak Draconic.
He seems surprised that you speak Draconic, and he responds in Draconic and says, "Oh, wow, nice to meet you. Well, I was hired by someone to do a job, and I got caught up in some business I should not have gotten caught up with, and here I am."
How long have you been in this prison?
Almost 2 whole years.
How has it been?
Bad. How do you think it's been? It's prison.
Well, some people actually find peace within prison.
Pray tell, who are these people? The dead?
These are people who accepted their fate.
I haven't accepted my fate after all this time. I feel like I was wronged by the Duke, and that I don't belong here. I belong back in my province, back with my people.
And where would that be?
My people in the Western Province, Draco Gonan.
And what is the one thing that you wish to do when you get out here?
I wish my name to be cleared of any wrongdoing. The probably former Duke of Rovnica, because it was so many decades ago, trapped me with a job where I was meant to guard a treasure. But I'm assuming the guard is no longer alive, and that my fate has been sealed. Only he, or one of his heirs, would be able to help me out of here.
Okay, I'm just gonna remind you now, the guards did say most of these guys lie. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying he's like a liar, I'm just saying.
You can make an insight check at any point.
Before
Sibo,
you
if
do
wanted
anything
to.
rash, just make sure he's good.
Yeah, I'm just talking, because everybody's just chilling until, Soren is like, able to heal the card. So, and then, I don't get to speak Draconic that much. So it's just interesting opportunity, I guess, for Sibo.
Yeah, the Dragonborn says to you, yeah, and I as well. None of the guards here speak Draconic. This is quite pleasant, in fact. What's your name, by the way, Ranger?
My name is Sibo. What's your name?
My name is Fagix Harjanel, but you can just call me Fagix. I find that most humans and elves find it easier to call me Fagix rather than my Draconic name. But you speak Draconic. What's the name of your party, may I ask, Sibo?
We used to be Bonfire Crew, but I don't know anymore. We lost a crew, and then we recruited 2 more people, so the party is bigger, and we are doing quests together, but not sure.
He says, well, you should know your friends. You should maybe talk to your friends and get to know them better.
We depend on one another, but yeah, it's an interesting party, I would say.
Can you tell me, is any member of your party a member of an organization of any kind?
Organization meaning what kind?
Like a social club, a friendship, a ring of secrets.
Not that I know of, but I obviously don't know much in depth about those things.
It would behoove you to find some precedents and speak to somebody who knows of such factions.
Do you belong to any organization?
I do. Well, at least I think I do. I have not been in communication with them in some time.
And would you care to share, or?
Certainly. I'm a member of the Imbroglio faction. We mostly operate in cities and in the shadows. And you'll see our work from every now and again if you have ever ventured into a dungeon, a temple, or a mine.
And does your organization have a common goal?
We get paid handsomely by dukes, by lords, and by some more unsavory peoples to create mazes, traps, puzzles, things of that nature. We're quite good at it.
So before you got imprisoned, what are the jobs that you have taken?
I did many things. I sailed. I was a sailor for some time. I was involved in trade. I dabbled in magic. I was a researcher. I've had many jobs in my storied career. But here I sit, imprisoned for doing nothing but trusting the Duke too much.
Wait, so I have a question, Matt. This is out. I'm not talking at Zibo. I'm asking.
Yeah.
So he's saying he's been in prison for 2 years,
Mhm.
and then he's saying the Duke is dead,
Mm-hmm.
or he thinks the Duke is dead because
He
he's
thinks
old?
the Duke is dead.
Okay. And he's the only one who can testify his innocence?
Correct.
But will he, though, is another question, right?
Well, you would have to ask him.
Okay. I'm going back to Sibo in character and ask, so why did Duke did not testify for you, or why did he put this against you?
Oh, he was murdered, Sibo. He was murdered. And with that, it murdered all my hopes. And that's when I went into hiding. I knew whatever faction or individual took out the Duke, they'd be after me. So I hid.
Are they still? Do you think they're still after you when you're in this prison?
Well, that I'm not sure. Because I'm in prison, they know I'm no longer a threat. But once I'm out of prison, I could clear my name and exact my revenge. Maybe you'd be willing to help me. And perhaps I could help you.
How can I help you?
Get me out, clear my name. Talk to the Duke of Rovnica or whoever is leading the city now. Tell them I was innocent. Tell them I was tricked.
Tricked by who?
Well, sir, I don't have enough evidence, but I believe it was the Coil of Mayhem, one of our rival factions in Virlinia. If you could somehow infiltrate the arm of the faction that is the Thieves Guild and find evidence to clear my name, that would suffice. I would appreciate that very much.
Okay, well, I'll keep those things in mind and see if I can do anything.
Well,
But
Sibo, tell me what it is that you seek in this life. What goals do you have? What do you want to achieve? Perhaps I could help.
I'm not sure yet, to be honest. I am traveling because I like traveling, but I also am trying to figure out my purpose in life here.
How might I help you find your purpose in this world?
I don't know. I feel like it's life and time are the only things that will reveal itself.
And what if there was a way to know for certain what your purpose was? How would that help you live your life to the fullest extent?
It could be helpful, but it also can mean my life can be totally different after knowing. So how would you be able to help me figure out my purpose?
I've descended from dragons. I know many secrets about this realm, many secrets about this province and the provinces to the west. Trust me when I tell you, there's a lot you need to know about Virlinia if you want to extend your career and find great power, great wisdom, or great riches.
Saying this right now, this sounds manipulative as hell.
So, at this point, is Soren awake?
Oh, well, we can wrap up this conversation and then we'll get to Soren.
Well, see, the thing is that Sibo is trying to figure out if Soren is awake, and then gonna say, like, you know.
Okay, we can say that maybe Sibo knows it's going to be another 20 minutes, and then Soren will be done with 4 hours of trancing.
So, how far is your town?
Oh, you mean where I was living before, Rovnica? It's north of here. Just follow along the shoreline and you'll see it. Go north to the city of Zadash, and keep following the shoreline north, and you'll find Rovnica.
And who was it that you wanted me to look for?
If you can find any information about Duke Specchio, anything that will clear my name, that would be of great help. I believe that it is the coil of mayhem that tricked me and the Duke. And I also believe that it is the Thieves Guild in the city of Rovnica that would hold the evidence that could be used to clear my name. It's conjecture on my part, but in my dealings with thieves, scoundrels, and rogues, including some of the rogues you've seen here today in this prison, I think that's the best chance we've got to get me out of here.
Okay, well, I'm traveling with my friends, but we'll see what I can do in the process.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm behind bars. Come see me again.
Perhaps I will.
Yeah, he kind of winks at you and says, trust is earned and trust is gained. Don't forget that, Sibo.
I will.
It's at this point that Soren starts to awaken from his trance, and he's completed his sleepy rest situation.
Oh, it's actually on. Oh, I look at the guard. Is he dead?
So Moffat is not dead, but he looks very, very weak. And there's a puddle of like snot and vomit at his side. It's not been a good afternoon for Moffat.
I give him a light tap on the face, and I make it a little bit rude because he was being a dick. And I'm saving his life for no cost. And then healing magic flows from my hand, and I cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay. It works, and you've managed to neutralize this poison. He feels the blood rush rapidly back to his face. His hands are no longer veiny and blue. And he's able to stand up for the first time since the battle earlier today. And he bows and says, "Thank you, Soren. I owe you. Perhaps you have a job as a prison guard."
No, thank you. This sucks, but you do owe me. And I will not let you forget that.
Oh, I'm a man of my word.
Well, I'm also going to pray real quick to change my... Since I just finished a long rest, I would like to pray for a moment to change some of my spells.
He looks around and says, "What time is it now? Evening? Early evening?"
I don't know. I probably just fucked up my sleep schedule.
Sayway says it's around 7 in the evening, Moffat. We're gonna feed the prisoners in a little bit, and I'll need to retire. But you look well, much better than I've seen you today. We really should thank this cleric and his party for what he's done.
If you don't mind, I'd like to go scout through your kitchen and see if I can find the source of that poison.
I might be able to help with that. I just took the spell Detect Poison and Disease.
Hey.
Okay. So the both of you are going to go to the kitchen area?
Well,
Sure
if
thing.
he has a spell to do that, I'm gonna go talk to the bard.
I'm gonna double check how this spell works, and it might be like detect magic, where I just activate it, and then for the next like while I can.
No,
detect.
you can detect the sense of poisons within 30 feet of you. So you just have to tell me where you want to stand, and I will reveal whatever it is.
But is it like a burst of like one-time thing? Or no, it's concentration for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can like scan through the whole floor.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, 30 feet. So tell me, you're going to show me where, or tell me where you want to stand, and I will narrate what you find, or
Okay.
if you find anything.
Sure, I will, real quick, I can detect, once I cast it, I will be able to detect everything in this circle, just so it's a good visualizer. I will cast Detect Poison and Disease. Also, sorry, my health should be higher.
Okay,
It should be at
okay.
18.
What's everybody else doing?
I'm heading over to the bard. I'm gonna go talk with the bard guy.
Okay, so like Silrin's spell takes 10 minutes to function, so you can
No,
talk to the bard.
it's an action. I mean, I can do it as a ritual.
Oh, you can
actually,
also do
yeah.
it as an immediate action, not a.
Yeah, actually, fuck it. I'm gonna do it as a ritual. I just woke up. I'm not gonna waste this.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So Melody, you go over to the elf bard. This is the first time really that you have seen him up close, and he's like sitting there like scritching this white furry kitten that somehow he's got on his lap. You did not see this kitten before.
All right, she's gonna raise an eyebrow, but not really comment.
Okay.
Introduce herself and say, "Hello, I've heard many great things about you. I'm curious as to why you sit in the cell. I myself am hopefully an up-and-coming bard. My name is Melody."
He stands up and he bows at you as a courtly citizen might, and he motions. He's playing a harp or a lyre of some kind.
"Do you miss your instrument?"
And he nods furiously.
So 1 is yes and 2 is no from what I heard earlier? What instrument? Well, I suppose you've played many instruments in your time. Did you do something bad to land here? Then are you here because you were tricked? By...
When you say "bye," he takes his hands and like makes the shape of an S with both of his hands.
by a woman?
Curvy woman?
He nods his head furiously.
Was it for her gain? Was she a part of a group? Was the group called the Coil of Mayhem?
He doesn't know how to answer that. But it's at this point the Dragonborn is hearing this whole conversation, and he shouts in your direction, Melody, and says, "Ask me what I know. I've talked to this fellow quite some time, and he only answers in riddles."
He only answers in honks and yeses and nos.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can't talk. He can't say a riddle.
And yet
It's a
I can
pretty
speak.
simple riddle.
And yet I can speak. So you could ask me.
True. But I believe my friend... I heard some voices going on over here, and it sounded like my friend has spoken to you quite thoroughly, though I didn't understand a thing.
Your friend speaks Draconic. And yes, Sibo the gnome spoke with me earlier. It was quite charming, in fact.
Very nice. She's gonna turn back to the bard and say, "Do you trust this man?"
And he nods.
Did you know each other before you came in here?
She says no.
Do you believe him? And she's gonna turn to the Dragonborn. Do you believe him?
He nods and says yes. Yes, I do.
Are you in a similar situation where you were tricked by somebody and you're not supposed to be here, at least in your own opinion?
He honks once for yes, and the Dragonborn also says to you, yes. Tricked we were. All of us were tricked. Well, not all of us.
Us? Are you in the same faction? Or group?
The Dragonborn says to you, I don't believe Turgon is in a faction, but I'm in a faction. Are you in a faction?
I have no god, no faction, and answer to no one.
Hmm.
That's a good line.
He nods and says, it'd be a good choice. Time will tell.
True.
There's safety in numbers. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I've experienced that. I believe you for sure with that one. She turns back to the bard and asks, "Have you seen this instrument before?" Pulls out her bandor.
He is very excited to see this, and he's like begging you with his hand to play it.
I should play it?
He's nodding his head furiously.
Okay.
The Dragonborn calls out to you and says, I think he misses music.
Oh, I can do that. And I don't know if I can play the lute particularly well, but I'll do my best. And she will pull out her. She's actually not proficient in the lute, but she managed to land a magical one, so she's been learning, I suppose. Or a bandor, which is similar to a lute, from what I can tell. And she's gonna strum, and she's gonna ask, she's gonna strum different notes and ask G, E, F, go through all the different notes with the fingerings and ask for him to confirm that she's doing it right.
He's nodding every time, and he's very impressed.
Okay. And so she's gonna start to finger chords faster and faster until she launches into a song.
Fagix calls out to you and says, does anyone else in your party play an instrument?
No.
Why?
I'd love to hear some music as well.
Yeah, yours wasn't good enough. I want someone else's.
Oh. Okay. So she's gonna strum and begin to sing. How in the midst of all this sorrow can so much hope and love endure? I was innocent and certain, now I'm wiser but unsure. I can't go back into my childhood, one that my father made secure. I can feel a change in me, I'm stronger now but still not free. Days in the sun, when my life had barely begun, not until my whole life is done will I ever leave you. Will I tremble again to my dear love's gorgeous refrain? Will I ever remain right here in my heart? And go on to strum through more of the music. And she's gonna walk around actually and go from the bard around to the Dragonborn and then actually go down the hall and past all the other cells and then walk back and finish her song right here.
Okay.
Where
Oh, this is a fucking Disney movie.
where both of them can hear her and see her.
Uh-huh. Gotcha.
And gently and quietly with one last note.
A small, polite round of applause ensues, particularly from Turgon the Elf and Fagix the Dragonborn. Turgon sort of bows as you see the metallic stitching and jangly baubles kind of sway back and forth, and he bows at you as a courtesan would. He seems both impressed and happy at it. It even looks like he's shedding a few tears.
She's gonna go over and prestidigitate him clean. And then,
This puts him in a fantastic mood. This is the first time he has been clean in months. And he's like staring at himself. He's tugging at his hair, running his finger through his hair. He's looking at the state of his clothing. He can't believe his good luck from meeting you, and he kind of reaches out his arms as if to try to hug you.
Aww. I'll go for the hug as best as you can hug through bars.
Okay, and it seems to be a genuine, warm, loving hug. He's not trying to steal from you or anything like that. It's like a very genuine warmth you can feel emanating from his soul.
Aww. And then she's gonna go over and to the Dragonborn and clean him as well.
Okay, and Fagix is delighted by this and charmed by this. It's the first time he has seen some of the rustiness and crud in his scales disappear. His large, thick legs, you see the cakiness of dirt like just fall right off to the floor. He says, I feel brand new. This is quite a sensation. Thank you, Bard, for the music and for the magic. You have quite a future out here in Virlinia, I believe. I would root for you if I were outside of these prison walls.
Thank you. And she bows her head. I don't know if there's anything else I can do for you.
For me, you can. You can help break me out. I've explained to your friend Sibo the situation. I need evidence of the Thieves Guilds and that horrible faction, the Coil of Mayhem, what they did to me and what they did to the Duke.
Oh, we've run into them a couple of times. I know they can be awful.
Who do you know that's in the Coil?
A couple of dead people.
What were their names? Where did you meet them?
In a dungeon. We were down in some catacombs, and it was in near this town, right on the other side of the water.
Near Paranch.
Exactly. We were sent by the Temple of Avandra lady, who was also a halfling, to go make sure her ancestors' bones were all right, and met some 9-ish cultists who were cleaning up down there, and we cleaned them up, and then fled the shadows that chased us, and then these two over here, or at least this one bearded guy. I suppose you didn't see him, but
no, I can't see them from where my cell is.
He gives a brief description of the guy, and he's not giving us his name, but he's definitely wearing one of these necklaces. And she pulls out one from her pack. I took the one that she took. I took this from those cultists in the catacombs.
He nods at you and says, "This is the work of Cyric."
Yeah.
I don't trust Cyric. I don't trust any of his followers. They are very likely aligned with the Coil, in my opinion.
All right. Well.
It would do you good to align with a different faction and help take down such a destructive force from these Virlinian lands.
Thank you for your advertisement. I don't think I need any convincing, though, to know that I don't want to join a group of murderers and cannibals and...
Yes, you do not.
Jailbreakers.
You do not. Bard, what is it that you dream of? What is it that you have as goal in your life? I wonder if we can help each other. There might be some mutual exchange we could engage in.
Oh, my goal is relatively simple. I'd like to find some kind of a way to find my place in the world and help whoever I can along the way. I really don't feel the need to go out and be great or change the world in any large way, because honestly I play music because it makes me happy and not because I feel the need to earn the coin. I have done it for coin before, but I'm not too bothered.
So perhaps it's not riches and fame you seek, but inner confidence and a personal truth, a conviction and validation that your music can really inspire and help others.
And a group of people I can depend on. Now that's something I know that you can't gift me right off the bat. So But I
Well,
will keep you.
I have
and-
connections, and I trust my faction. So maybe we should talk.
Someday, perhaps when I've got more time and I'm not sure.
Tell you what, ask around about me when you get to Rovnica. Ask about me and ask about the Duke. See what you can find. And if you can find a way to break me out of here, I'm sure I'll be able to help you and your friends on their personal quests.
Can I insight?
Sure.
19.
He seems very trustworthy and believable in this moment.
The jail full of people who were said to be the most dangerous murderers and thieves and whatever.
He nods at you, Melody, and says, remember, trust is earned and trust is gained.
Where's that from?
Well, it's a maxim by which I live my life. And he winks.
Okay. That is very true. And she nods her head and goes around to speak with the bard real quick and just like, thank you for helping me with my fingering. I hope I'll play better from now on. And even if you can't have your voice to sing, I'm afraid this bandor is too precious for me to hand over to you. But
He nods his head in understanding.
thank you. But if you find, I'm sure you can find something to play music regardless.
It's at this moment that Soren has finished his ritual of detecting magic, and from where Soren is currently standing, he does not detect any magic.
It's poison and disease.
Except on the dead bodies of the guards from earlier that morning, and you can see some traces of poison in the vomit that Moffat the guard left on the floor.
I also identify the kind of poison, poisonous creature, or disease in each case.
Yeah.
So is it the kind of poison from the Detrus Stramonium?
Nope, it's not.
It's a different poison?
It's a different poison.
What poison is it?
Let's say the poison comes from sumac.
Okay.
So it's naturally occurring substance that you can find in nature from plants.
so these motherfuckers lied to us. Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna
I don't know.
go over here.
Yep.
To detect any poison.
But over by where Emir is sleeping, no.
Okay. I will walk down the hallway, detecting poison along the way. Do I detect any poison?
Yes, you detect a vial of poison hidden in the ass crack of the bearded man's body.
Wow. Wow, oh wow. What do we have here? Alright, I'll deal with that in a moment. Just first... Anything there?
Nope.
Anything here?
So Soren's walking around the entire rest of the prison and does not detect poison anywhere else except where we describe them. The dead bodies of the guards, where Moffat the guard threw up, and on the person of the bearded man who tried to bust out Horace from the prison.
I make eye contact with the bearded man.
He sees you.
Give me your ass poison. Look, I'm not fucking around, dude. Just give me the ass poison. I can come in. I can shoot you and knock you out and come in there at my own, or you can give it to me.
He says, I don't know what you're talking about, Cleric.
All right, I will count to 5.
Count to 5 with your fingers and use your fingers to come and get it yourself.
No, I'm going to shoot you and knock you out, and then I will get it out of your unconscious body. And I can't imagine that's going to be very nice for you. So you can do that, or do you not? Do you think? Wait, so you admit that you have poison because you just referred to something that I need to go get?
From the distance south, you hear a noise coming from the barn.
What, do you also know he has poison? Cool. Okay. I mean, thank you for backing me up, but that's not the issue right now.
Forrest
You could be...
yells at his friend and says, "What are you doing? Don't tell them anything."
That the bearded guy has poison?
Yeah.
Up his ass crack?
Yeah.
A vial of poison.
Yeah.
Because I have magic eyes right now.
Forrest can't figure that out, so he's saying,
I'm telling him directly.
"Oh, you're telling him that you have magic."
I have magic eyes right now. Don't try to fucking lie to me. I know all your little stupid bitch games.
So,
I literally see through all of them.
Dorothy, his friend who's in another cell, pipes up and says, "Listen, this is not worth our lives. We don't want to die for this. Just
Thank you.
give up the poison, and they'll leave, and we'll do our time. We've done time before." Just
Insight on that, I
Yeah.
super don't believe her.
okay.
Yeah, 17. Do our time.
She seems to be telling the truth.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, give me the poison.
The bearded man says you have to come and get it.
I take out my bow and I non-lethally shoot him in the leg.
From outside of the cell?
Yes.
Okay, I'll let you do that at disadvantage because it's hard to aim it without the arrow coming back onto you.
Okay, but isn't he also restrained?
He's restrained. Oh, so does it cancel out?
I think so, yeah. Advantage and disadvantage cancel out.
Oh, it cancels out. So yeah, just a normal attack roll.
24.
And tell me how you shoot this guy.
Can I shoot him non-lethally?
Oh, fine.
I would like to do non-lethal damage. That was my goal.
So you shoot him non-lethally in the neck. He starts bleeding out and he passes out unconscious.
Okay,
he's not dead, but he's unconscious.
Okay, he's unconscious at 0 but stable.
Correct.
Okay, I take out the arrow so that he doesn't have a piercing weapon.
Okay. So you reach it. Yeah, you reach your arm into the cell. You can get the arrow out.
Yeah. Everyone else in that cell is also unconscious, correct?
Everyone else in that cell is dead from earlier.
Okay.
They're goblins.
Then I will open the cell.
Okay.
Then I extract the poison.
How?
Melody, do you have mage hand or something?
No, I don't think.
Sorry, I don't.
Wouldn't it be great if you
I
did?
don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this, Chief.
Are there gloves or something in the medicine kit?
Gloves? No. This is medieval times, Teddy. This is not even 17th century medicine.
Soren, if you need it, I'm gonna pass over my sickle. If you need it.
Melody, do you have prestidigitation?
I do. I can.
Can you clean my hands after this?
Yeah, sure.
Prestidigitation.
Disgusting. Gross.
I pull it out, and I hate every second of it.
And this little vial, this little glass vial with a little cork on top of it, covered in who knows what it is.
Please clean it. Please clean it. Please clean my hand. Please clean my hand. Please.
Melody runs over and prestidigitates.
Oh, thank you. All right, so it's clean now, and my hand is clean.
Wait, I thought the poison was hidden in his ass crack, not in his ass.
Yeah, it is ass crack.
Okay.
It wasn't like.
Okay, it wasn't
How
shoved.
do I describe it? It wasn't shoved up his intestine or anything.
Well, Soren's motion kind of looked like.
I thought
his motion looked like
I thought it was.
was doing a
you said
prostate exam.
I thought you said it was in his butthole. Okay, that's much.
was
It's
just
much better
as-
that it's not all the way
If you
up there.
heard butthole, I'm not judging. That's okay, but it was just in his crack.
It was just his crack. You could have just squeezed him, and it
Okay,
would
then
have
I
just
do
popped
this.
out.
I peel it out, and I feel gross, and I put his pants back up.
So it's out. Your hand is out. Your hand
And
is
then
clean, thanks to Melody.
And then I
And you
close
see
and
this,
lock the cell.
Greenish liquid inside this small vial.
and I close and lock the cell.
Okay.
Is there any other poison on this guy? Actually, sorry, before I close and lock the cell, but any other poison that I detect?
No.
Okay, close and lock the cell. Well, this is all of the poison I have found in this jail. Is there anything... And also, so all the food was also safe?
Correct.
Okay.
All the food that Shug just passed out was safe. He started a new batch.
And is this the same kind of poison as the one that killed the other people?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and it is not the kind of poison that they told us about.
Correct.
Cool. Forrest, my good friend, my best pal, Forrest. You want to fucking lie to me again? I'll blow your brains out with my bow. Do you understand me? I'm not fucking around. Do you understand me? I have no remorse for you. You've lost all respect in my eyes. You're a fucking murderer, you're a racist, you're a cannibal, now you're a liar.
Well, at least my name is
understand?
Shitfist.
That's not even gonna come back. My name isn't Shitfist.
He winks at you.
You could have said, at least I didn't put my hand up someone's butt. That would have been such a better comeback. You're not even smart. God, I hate you. I hate you.
He turns his back to you and sits in his cell. Dorothy is kind of snickering at all this. She's kind of enjoying this, actually.
Is there like a rock on the ground? Like a loose stone?
Yeah.
I fucking chuck it at the back of his head.
Okay, make an attack roll.
I am also trying to do non-lethal damage.
Okay.
17. Or, sorry, that would have been 15, because I don't have proficiency in improvised
in
weapons.
rock? Yeah, so you throw the rock, and it gets caught in between the metal bars of this jail cell. It's also at this point that Bat notices that Wasabi is making this motion with his little rat fist to go in and out.
Alright, Wasabi, I don't appreciate that.
Wasabi, don't imitate that. That's gross. Don't.
Now,
That was
Forrest,
like a prison. Ew.
Forrest, I would like you to listen closely. I don't care what the gods tell me to do. I don't care if I become a man on the run. I will kill you right here, right now, if you fuck with me again.
Feiwei shouts at you, Stillman, and says, "Leave him be.
I-
Your job is done here. Please hand over the vial so I can take it in as evidence. We want to put these men to justice for what they did to our comrades."
Absolutely, absolutely. I look to Forrest. Anything else you would like to say, my good friend Forrest?
Forrest shrugs his shoulder and says, "Anything else you'd like to say?" And he points his butt at you.
Does that count as fucking with me?
That counts as fucking with you. I think that counts as fucking with you.
Yeah, let's say yes.
Okay, I shoot him with my bow lethally in the neck.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. I pull my bow out, and I decide against it.
As you pull out your bow, you hear the bard.
Thank you. I know, though. You're not the Sith Lord over here.
Feiwei says, "Could you give us the poison, please? We intend to use this as evidence
Here
to
you
take
go.
these men in." "Thank you very much." She takes it, pockets it, and says, "Well, our Mafed is safe. I think your job is done here. We just thank you for cleaning this up, and thank you for making me think that maybe one of us should get some training as a cleric. We need it down here."
Yeah, or, bard or druid or paladin or ranger. Any of those can heal.
Yes to that as well.
Yeah, we did super help. And we went out of our way, and we spent money to get here on a boat, and we spent some resources and time and whatever. And we saved your friend's life. I don't know, it feels like a bit of a waste of time to leave here empty-handed.
Oh, what else could you need from a prison like this?
I don't know, money? You could pay us for saving you? We
Don't
could
really
have let those people break out and probably kill the rest of you, but we intervened and helped you. So
Really,
don't
any
really
kind
have
of any kind of reward. We kind of saved your ass multiple times.
We could give you. There's 2 more medicine kits in the back.
never mind. All right. Well, you owe us a favor, and I will remember that.
We can put in a good word for you with the mayor. What's your party's name again?
Silverin and the Sillies.
Yeah, it's not that.
Well, I'm pretty sure
What is
I just
it
said
then?
it was.
I
What
don't
other
think...
name could there possibly be? Pretty sure it's Silverin and the Sillies. That's what it's been the entire time I was here, and I was here since the beginning of Silverin and the Sillies. So
I was here before you, though.
that must be a different group then. Are you sure you're talking about the same group? I'm talking about Silverin and the Sillies.
He made an
whatever.
insight. He made an insight check on you, Soren,
Should I roll
and
perception?
Moffat is not buying it.
Should I roll?
You can make a roll.
I would like to make a roll because I believe I am trained in deception. I am not. I only have a +1, but I'm still going to do it. 12.
So Moffat's not buying it, but Sayway believes you. Sayway's making it out. So Silverin and the Sillies found the vial in this man's butt. She winks at you, sort of. She's not sure exactly how you extracted it. She couldn't see.
I grabbed it out of his butt and it sucked.
Moffat turns to Sibo, Bat, and Melody and says, "Is your party's name really just named after this guy?"
Yes, it
It's
is.
whatever.
I didn't
It's
ask
whatever.
Yes, it is.
I didn't ask you. I asked Melody, Bat, and Sibo.
Well, I'm the voice of the party, so
I didn't ask you. Hush.
That is dubious, since I'm the one with the highest charisma. Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not entirely sure what our party name is. Each of us has our own opinion. You know what our names are for each of us. Do you actually have a suggestion?
I don't have a suggestion. I think you should come up with one. That's the best way for us to communicate amongst the villages about who's doing what in this world.
we already did come up with one, and we have one right now. Why are we changing it?
If you were to ask Raksha,
Mm-hmm.
who, if they were to tell you something about a Bonfire Crew, that would be us. If the priestess at the Temple of Avandra were to tell you about people who put her ancestors' bones back, and she says it's Soren and the Sillies, that would also be us. So we are the Bonfire Crew, and to one person in the world, glares at Soren, we are
One.
Hey,
Moffat says, you should probably come up with one consistent name to
done.
use from
Silver
here
and
on
the
out.
Sillies. Easy money. Decided, executed, Silver and the Sillies. No more questions. Let's go. We're done here. Nope, we're done. Nope. We've hit it. Nope.
How about-
We've got a name. We're done.
How about when you discover this name, you leave a note at the mayor's house or with one of the pubs in Paranch?
Gotcha. It's Silver
That
and the
news
Sillies.
will go to the tribunal, and we'll put it on record as being the saviors here at Ukryty Prison.
Thank you.
But I'd best decide on a name quickly.
We already did.
We have
Silver and the
not.
Sillies.
Sayway believes you, Silverin. So Sayway is just like, she wrote a note saying, Silverin and the Sillies? Exclamation point. But everybody else is like, question mark. Not sure. Shug is shrugging his shoulders, like, I don't have a perspective in this fight. It's not my party.
Well, thank you regardless. I think our work here is done.
Okay. Well, it's evening now. Now's a really good time to get on a boat if you want to get back to town. Otherwise, it might be too dangerous to go boating at night.
Good idea.
Well, we do have a very loyal boat keeper waiting for us. Hopefully waiting for us.
Yeah, that would have been a long time, but yeah.
Well, praise be to Avandra, praise be to
Okay.
Tiamat, and good luck in your travels. Thank you.
Stay safe.
So,
Wait, sorry.
I'm
Tiamat is a different god. That's saying, right?
well. Tiamat is in this world as well.
Okay. Isn't she super evil?
They pray to a number of different gods in this world.
That doesn't answer the
Okay.
question.
Isn't that kind of being like, Hail Satan, you know, safe travels,
I mean,
praise be to God,
in-
Hail Satan,
So
etc.,
in
etc.
Raksha, there's a goddess called the Raven Queen. Some
Yeah.
believe she's a force of good. Some believe she's a force of evil. So
This is-
Sayway
okay.
believes that Tiamat is a force for good.
Okay, but she works with chromatic dragons and devils.
So
Sorry.
interesting that she has this opinion, right?
Yeah,
Isn't it interesting to have a world where people have different opinions of the same god?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Just like other worlds we might be exposed to. Anyway,
Fair
I'm
point,
granting
fair
everybody
point.
250 experience points for what just happened today, and I feel like now would be a time to take a short break, like a real life break, before we figure out what you want to do next and what direction you want to take. All right, so it's around 8 in the evening. The party is going to leave the prison, climb back up the long staircase, and just as she promised she would, Zeepla the goblin is sitting on the big boat, waiting for you all to return and take you back to the shore of Manipulative.
Thank you. It's so lovely to see you again.
Lovely to see you as well. You came back. You look a little bloody though. Almost all of you except Sibo. You got blood on all your stuff. You look like you got into a fight.
I just need to sleep it off.
We
Yeah,
killed
but-
a lot of people.
What about your leather? It looks awful. Looks like you are some bloodthirsty savages or something.
Yep. Basically, hey Melody, can you prestidigitation us so we're less bloody?
Yeah, prestidigitation a lot.
Thank you. That cantrip is so good.
So your weapons and armor are now clean and free of bloodstains.
And the goblin as well.
Oh, she's like, yeah, thanks. I was sweating here this afternoon, but you did come back just like you said you would.
Thank you for waiting. That was very nice of you.
You were very nice to me to give me silvers. I only requested coppers.
Yep. We're very cool. And in case you're interested, you don't need to worry about those rogues, probably, because we beat them up and now they're in jail. They'll probably try to break out. They'll probably succeed. The gods there are understaffed and also not very competent. But
Well, it's not your job to be a prison guard, is it?
it is not at all. That's why we're leaving.
Well, I'm ready to take you back to Malik Ranch, and I guess you'll go back home to your inn or wherever you came from.
Yep.
Hey, also, I have one more thing. If you see a man who, and then can I try to describe the bearded guy as best as I can, and then describe, what's the girl's name?
Dorothy.
I want to describe Forrest, Dorothy, and the bearded guy whose name we don't know, or I think he might have said it once, but I forget.
He never said it, not to you,
okay.
anyways.
I describe them to the best of my ability. And I
Okay.
give her a gold piece, and I say, I will give you this gold piece if you never, ever, ever give them a ride. Ever. And as soon as you see them, report them to the gods or whatever.
She is so delighted when you whip out the gold piece. It's almost like she stopped listening, but she catches back up, and she's like, wow, absolutely, I can do that.
Yippee!
Yeah,
He's like Mario.
yeah, a little bit.
Awesome.
So now I know the names of the people you warned me to never give them a ride. But what's your name? What's your party's name?
Silrin and the Sillies.
Conversation.
No.
Conversation. Because we have...
Also, we bring Ymir to the boat. We wake him up, and he walks over with us. We don't leave
Yeah.
him in the jail.
He's really injured. He's like, my ankle again. I don't know. Like just my ankle working up all afternoon. I might need to see a healer again or something.
Perhaps.
I'm actually down for the naughty wasabi crew.
Yeah, I'm not.
When
He-
Melody says that, Wasabi starts bouncing around and clapping and making that fist motion.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
Wasabi, you've been a bad boy. No.
He has.
I don't expect Wasabi to respect me as a parental figure, but still, no.
I think Wasabi should respect me as a parental figure, so no. No, Wasabi.
Wasabi's
bad.
not really listening though, bad. He's continuing to sort of dance and move and mimic the actions he has seen the party do earlier today.
Wasabi, no.
See, this is exactly
Doran
what I'm
shoved his hand in a man's ass. You're a rat. Don't do that.
Ziplo Albin's like, so I was gonna ask what happened down there, but maybe I shouldn't.
It's really not that much. Someone was hiding poison in his butt, and I used magic to detect it, so I had to take it out after I knocked him out. And then don't worry, my hands were cleaned.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, that spell is coming in handy. She lands on the shore of Molly Branch and says, so what's your name?
Silverin and the Sillies. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's not.
We argue about our name right now, and he wants to be Silver and the Sillies.
Well, I am only going to tell more people that's what our name is, and soon enough people are going to believe it that that's what our name will become.
Who's the leader of your party?
Me, Silverin.
There
It is
are
named
no
after
leaders.
me.
There's no
our
leaders.
name is
leaders
Silverin.
in some ways.
Cool, except I'm the actual leader.
No,
I
he's
let
not.
them say that we're all leaders in some way, but
Do you need to make a deception check for that, or I'm not sure?
Yeah, probably, because I am lying.
Yeah, because she's gonna try to perceive.
Yeah,
Silverin
it's
has
just
been
gonna be insight, not
And
perception,
Silverin has
but
been
I
a
still
pig
imagine.
for most of I've known Silverin. For most of the time I've known Silverin, he has been a pig.
All right,
Yeah,
low
so I'd like to
blow.
with her.
Yes, it was a low blow.
She says, "I might not remember you after all this. I'm gonna remember the fighting and the coin, most of all."
I just remember who gave you that coin. Our leader, Silverin.
All right. Well, thank you, Silverin.
No.
No problem.
No, Silverin is not the leader.
Silverin and the Sillies. All right, once we land on the shore, I say, "All right, Sillies, let's head out," and then I start going to the dock.
Okay. And the party starts making their way. It is quite dark, so it might help to cast a spell or something as you start taking the.
Cast light.
Okay.
I mean, I have dark vision. Can anyone not see in the dark?
You have melody, right?
I can't. I'm a halfling.
I cast light on my holy symbol.
And you make your way all the way back to the city of Paranch, and it's quite dark. It's almost midnight, in fact. And Emir is totally tired. He says, "I just need to go back to the inn and
Totally
sleep.
tubular.
You all do whatever you want to do, but I gotta go to bed. It's been a day."
I vote for sleep.
I'll sleep. Yeah, I'll sleep. Also, out of game. No, we should not name ourselves after Wasabi, because that name will only last for as long as me and Wasabi are alive. So that is a name that once me and Wasabi die, he sends. And
But if you never die,
what's
but if
our
you never die,
name?
that name does work.
Yeah, I doubt that. I doubt that's gonna happen.
I mean, honestly, thinking through names, I put a couple in the chat. Discordant Harmony. We who wander are lost, because that's pretty true. I don't know. Does anyone else have any ideas besides Silverin and the Sillies, which has come up many, many times?
Yeah, Sibo just said, "We'll keep Wasabi even if you die, Matt."
Yeah, but if Wasabi dies, then it's just weird. Because we did
But
the
if
same thing.
That
We did the
dies
same
and
thing
Wasabi
with
lives.
We did the same thing with Bonfire Crew, but that doesn't make any sense anymore because the only person who
Gabba.
knows,
It's
I don't remember
Sibo. Yeah,
their
Nyx is
name.
dead. Nyx has been dead.
Sibo, yeah. Our priority is to preserve the our mascot is a rat. He's got like 1 hit point, maybe.
You could name yourself after
Sure.
a rat.
Bonfire Crew.
Funny reference. No one understands.
Well, I'm pretty sure our name is decided. Let's call a vote. Silverin and the Sillies voted.
No one raised
All
their
who say
hand.
aye. Boom.
Nay.
We need a
Well,
name.
you don't get to vote. You're not
We need-
Silverin.
We need a name that can stay with us as long, no matter who's in the party.
Silverin and the Sillies. I will live forever.
So
My
you're
spirit
all
will
in
live
the
That has
inn, and
exact
Lashko.
same problem as naming
You're all
it.
in the inn, and Lashko, the son, is watching this, and he says, "Do you need help coming up with a
Yes.
name?"
No, we
Yes.
have one decided. It's Silverin
Yes.
and the
It
Sillies.
doesn't sound like everyone in your group believes that to be true.
Well, that
Silverin.
doesn't matter, does it?
Do
They're not
listen to
Silverin.
Silverin. Do not listen to Silverin. He is not. No. Nope.
What is it that your group
I've
stands for? What is it that your group is here to do?
Me.
We adventure. That's
We're here
it.
to stand for me.
Can Melody cast silence so that it affects Silrin?
Yes, you can.
Party?
Yes, you can.
I will like to walk out of the silence area. I mean, if it's only affecting me and not the rest of the party, then I have to be right on the edge of it. So I just lean my head forward slightly.
I'm actually out of spell slots, I notice. Unfortunately.
Yes, we would like some help coming up with a name.
Oh,
Please.
Could you please help us?
well, it would help me to know like what your party stands for and what you're intending to do in this world.
We adventure.
I have an answer to that.
We all have
stand-
different priorities.
Our motto, other than Silrin
nope.
is the coolest guy, our
Nope,
motto is
no.
get paid, get laid, Gatorade.
Only one of us has canonically. Well, I don't know that.
Flashco doesn't understand that.
It can still be our goal to get laid.
Teddy, you don't know if I was talking about the Gatorade. I could have said only one of us canonically had Gatorade.
Well, we've all gotten paid, is what I assumed you were going to say.
Have gotten paid. No. Not all of us have canonically. Not all of us have canonically gotten laid. Questionably, I don't know.
Again, we don't
that
need to have
can't
done
be-
it yet, but that can still be our goal.
That's true. That is
Get paid,
true.
get laid, Gatorade.
And yet, that is not any of our goal. Well,
Should we call ourselves the Gatorade Squad?
Sibo, I'm not jealous. I'm just saying. That is not my goal. That's not my goal. My goal is fight people, get strong.
Sounds like some of you have different goals. But what goals do you have in common?
Adventure, get money. I'm just here to get stronger.
So everyone's here to get
Not
money.
about other people. I mean, I don't really need money.
Steve-O says we are all naughty.
When have I been naughty, Sibo? Explain.
Yeah.
Neither really have I.
I won't deny that I'm.
Even though Emir's sleeping, Emir would probably reject that idea that he's been naughty.
Yeah.
Melody, I would like to point out that time where you almost became a cleaver murderer.
That is true.
I would classify that as naughty.
I'm just.
This is the fucking Courage the Cowardly Dog guy who's like, and I've been naughty. No one gets that reference. I was the only one who watched that.
That sounds like a very specific episode.
Yeah, there's this one guy, and he was he's like telling this poem the entire time, and every line just ends with him saying, and I've been naughty.
I've been naughty.
Lashko, the bartender, leans over at the group and says, listen, it's midnight. I've got to go to bed. We're closing the bar. If you can't come up with a name by the morning, you should really think about why you're traveling together and what your purpose is here.
I have
Otherwise,
already
we can't
signed.
tell stories about you.
I've already signed the paperwork.
No, you haven't.
No,
Prove
okay.
it. Prove it. Prove that I haven't.
I've
Show
been
me-
with you all day.
Show me. No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
No, you were off talking to that bot for like a hot minute.
Okay, well, I mean, everyone.
During that time, I signing anything. You were dreaming your worries and blood away.
It could have been an illusion. I can make illusions of myself.
Okay, this is stupid. Let's stop talking about it. Let's just come up with a name. Let's just come up with a name. Let's just.
All right. Okay. Real talk. I will admit, in character, the Silver and the Sillies thing is partially a bit. I do think that should be our name, but I'm not going to die on this hill. I mostly think that should be our name because it's funny.
That's fair.
But real talk, I want to go explore the world. I did not have that many opportunities to like do shit. I didn't really have money. I was kind of locked up in not exactly literally locked up, but I was basically stuck in one city for a very long time, for about 100 years. And it got very, very boring. And this is kind of the first time I've got to actually travel out, so I want to see some shit. And I've seen some shit so far, and it's been, hasn't all been good, but it's been better than idly sitting there.
Spend
So
some
that's-
years on a ship, travel the world.
Yeah, that's my goal is to go, see the
Lashko
world.
says to you, listen, every adventuring party has those same goals. But what sets you apart from those other parties? Maybe it would help for me to tell you the names of some adventuring groups that have passed through here, and you can get a sense of the names that are most popular in this realm. For example, Brandoc's Brute Squad are known to be quite aggressive, quite angry, and really effective at doing all sorts of things in the countryside.
What if we call ourselves Fuck You, Forrest the Half-Orc?
Grendel's Stormhammers are some really nice dwarves that have friends in the forest and in the hills. The House of Ja, I know, has members of so many different races and shapes and sizes. They're an interesting bunch. And if you go up north to the city of Zadash, you're going to meet so many people. That city is 4 or 5 times as big as us here in Paranj. You'll be sure to meet a lot of other parties. Those are just off the top of my head. Is there what is it about you that sets you apart from everybody else?
You've got me. I don't think to my knowledge, no other adventuring party has me. So that's cool.
Other adventuring party has me in it either.
That is also true.
I mean, no adventuring party has any of us except for this one.
Are we certain we are not clones? Because
Yes.
if we are not clones and we have no clones, then we are unique because we are us. Boom.
I could be a clone. I don't know. I don't know where I come from.
So Lashko just says all your names out loud. Melody, Sibo, Bat, Solon.
Some people know me as M, too. Don't know if that does anything.
Also Ymir. Ymir is also here.
Well, he's sleeping and he can't speak for himself.
What
is one thing you've accomplished that no one else has accomplished?
We've killed cannibals.
You could be the cannibal killers.
That's kind of weird.
What else have you done?
We uncovered some subterfuge and corruption in a town.
This
So
feels
you're
like,
investigators?
This feels like classic adventurer stuff, though. It's not
The
exactly.
Red Angels. They were called the Red Angels.
Or would you then be the anti-angels? The archangels, as it were?
That's not what an anti-angel is that? No.
I don't know. It's your name. You can make it
I
up.
think that would be devil.
Yeah. Or demons, because those are different for some reason.
What else have he pulls up a bottle and says, "Here, everybody take a shot." What else have you done that no one else has done? Let's figure it out.
I'm gonna store that shot into my cloak for
To pour it out. Wasabi reaches for a drop of that shot.
No, wait, no, Wasabi, don't drink that. Whatever. I'm leaving it on the table.
I'll drink it.
Yeah, okay, I'll pass it to Silverin.
Okay. What else has your party done that no other party has done?
I traveled the seas. I sailed the seas for half a decade.
Yeah, but
So
that's
you're
only
sailors?
you. That's only you.
What have you done together?
Bro, we went to a jail just now and we beat up some dudes who tried to kill us.
We've defended each other at the very least.
Let's just call ourselves Best Friend Squad.
I don't know of any team known as Best Friend Squad.
It's probably a good reason you don't know any team by the name Best Friend Squad.
Okay, but that name is automatically a lie. Because I hate you all. I'm not your best friend.
Bat, you and I are best friends.
Excuse me?
No.
That-
No, I'm not.
We're best friends.
Yeah, Bat and
No.
Melody have known each other quite some time, actually.
Yeah, I've only really known Melody and Wasabi.
Bat,
Yeah.
I helped you beat up so many dudes. We're best friends.
What was
Yeah,
the most
okay.
fun creature that you've killed in your travels? Most exciting?
We've mostly been killing people.
People.
I probably shouldn't say that.
Are you the
it's
people
true.
killers? Are you are you murderers?
Yeah, we probably shouldn't
Most
say
cases,
we're the murderers.
most cases it was self-defense. Actually, I'm pretty sure all cases it was self-defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I caught word from one of the clerics that you actually were attacking cultists
Yeah.
and maybe skeletons of some kind.
Well, we walked in and we were like, "Hey, don't eat people," and then they were like, "We're going to eat you," and we're like, "Okay, well that's adequate reason to believe
Oh.
that they mean us harm."
Didn't
So
you
we
didn't
killed
you
them.
come from Raksha or Vine Shaped Firth or something? Didn't you come from the south?
I didn't come from
We
there.
did, yes. And we were in the tin mines. And there was this
I did.
necromancer lady with a huge spider.
Oh.
And there was a Pig. There was a magical pig. And there was...
We're not naming ourselves after the pig.
That would be quite memorable.
Nope, that never happened. We're forgetting that ever happened. We're not bringing it up.
Sibo says, how about the break or make crew?
Nah.
It's clever, but I don't know.
Seems like this group is hard to satisfy. That's definitely one trait of this party.
Exactly, right? They are so hard to satisfy. I already had such a good name, and they're being so picky.
Silrin, your name was named at. You named the party after yourself.
Yes, because I'm the best.
And you called us the Sillies.
And?
You know, I know
You
of a
can't
roving...
deny you are quite silly.
I disagree. I'm not silly at all.
I think you're the silliest of us all, Silren.
I disagree with that.
No, that's true.
I think I'm the Silvernist of us all.
That's like naming the whole group after yourself, and unfortunately, there's 4 other people in it.
Yeah.
It's not like naming the group after myself. It's naming the group after myself.
I can see that this group definitely likes to disagree. That's something that sets you apart. Other parties that come in here seem to be
People
seem to be on the same
people
page.
that hate each other. Independent strategy fits pretty well. Because we just
Yeah. Because at this point, everybody's got their own mind. They cooperate when they need to, but not with something like this, which is so momentous.
I like angry assault. I'm a big fan of that. That just sounds stupid, because, like, is there a happy assault? Is there a happy assault? Is there a sad assault? Can I assault someone while being super, like, while being super, like, happy? It's stupid.
And
But
cut
I don't
to
think that's
everyone
a
takes a
good
long
comment.
rest
Again,
after
for me.
a night of drinking and not being able to decide on their name.
I genuinely really like independent strategists.
Wasn't it independent strategy?
Yes, but independent strategist describes us.
I'll take that.
Independent strategy also works. We're team independent strategy. Does anyone oppose to that?
Oh, I don't. Bleh. Bleh.
That doesn't hate it. That's good enough.
Bleh. I don't know. Independent strategy's fine for me. I don't know. I'll go with that.
All right. So the party wakes up, tells Lashko the name. Lashko and his father are awake. It is 8 o'clock in the morning. Everyone is in an awesome sleep, except for Emir, who is still badly injured and in need of cleric.
Alright, before I go to sleep, I just use all my spell slots on Cure Wounds, Lesser Restoration, Cure Wounds, Cure Wounds,
Okay.
Cure Wounds, Cure Wounds. And then I take a long rest to get all my spell slots back.
Gotcha.
It sounds like
That's
the
true.
first thing to do is to go into Zadash. Because it's a big city. There are things there. Probably maybe a rat temple. There's definitely Tomek and well, Emeren's here, but Tomek and Ithram.
Mm.
It's nice to see him again.
Oh, wait. I need to try the mug again today.
Yeah. Okay.
Real quick. I'm going to try the mug. I'm going to think of a rat.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
And as you think of this rat, what pops out of your mug is a small, very furry, gray kitten.
Can I have
I
it?
hate this mug.
Her
It's
tail has
immediately
stripes.
worse.
Her paws are black and white, and she jumps in your arms and starts licking your face. Wasabi is a little excited by this. He seems to be a little bit happy that
Cool.
he's got a new playmate.
This mug has become even worse than useless. It only makes cats. That's terrible. Awful. Bad. Cat. Melody, you take it. I don't want it anymore. It's
Yay!
awful. I'm gonna go to...
Oh, you also take the
Oh,
kitten?
I meant the mug.
Oh, well, I'll take the mug and try. If I can.
No, I meant you could take the mug forever. I don't want it anymore. It's worse than useless. It creates my one mortal enemy.
Okay, I'll take the mug.
And what's happening to the kitten?
Oh, I don't know. You want to take it too?
Yes!
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can get it.
I lost my last kitten.
Are we
Okay.
certain you just created a cat and you didn't just teleport it from somewhere else?
I mean, I could have, but it doesn't matter.
It might have
It
been someone was
really
just
doesn't
like petting
matter.
their new kitten, and then just it disappears from their lap.
Well, I don't know them, so it's not my problem. Who cares?
It's a good attitude.
Yep. I'm not, a terrible person or anything.
Lasco, the bartender, walks over and says, "Hey, what are you adventurers up to today?"
What are we up to today? We're gonna go to
Step one.
Zadosh, I'm
Get
pretty
paid.
sure.
Step 2.
Okay, yeah, no. We're going to Zadosh.
Sure, because there's a thing
Maybe
going on.
those things will happen on the way.
I'm gonna pet the kitten and name it Twitch.
There was a festival or something that's going to go on. What is it? Just what is it like?
There's
a,
in
just like-
Zadash, there's a turtle festival happening, and then after that, it's a festival called the Owlbear Run.
I've never seen a turtle. I'd like to go see some. I vote we go to Zadosh.
I don't think I've seen a turtle either.
I vote for Zadosh too.
Okay, let's go to Zadosh. I could maybe get a new magic item from Tomic.
All right, so the party packs up. It's 8 in the morning. Lasco says it's probably going to take you 8 to 10 hours to get there by foot. You sure you wouldn't be better off renting a horse?
I mean, 8 to 10 hours is like not a lot. That's not even a full day.
That's most of the day.
Yeah, but like
That should be
we
fine.
don't have cars yet. It's not like we're exactly in a rush.
No, don't know what a car is, but if you want a
No,
horse,
I'm just thinking. I'm speaking in my character voice, but I'm talking out of game as Teddy. Just like
no.
I expect it to be like a week travel. 7 hours is like nothing, or 8 hours is nothing.
Yeah, you can get there in about a day. Assuming you don't stop at
Oh, yeah.
adventure or anything like that. If you head straight there, you can get there in about a day.
Gross, adventuring, disgusting. Who would do that? When is the festival?
That's actually going to start in a few days. So if you're probably going to need to get a hotel room pretty quick if you want to make it in time. It starts on the 14th, and today's the 7th. The Owlbear Run starts a few days after the Turtle Festival commit is over.
Maybe I'll just speak for myself. I'm in no particular rush to get a hotel room. I don't need, a room made by other people to sleep comfortably.
Well, those rogues you fought, they paid up their room for another 3 days, so you're welcome to stay here for free for another 3 days. You can stay longer too if you wanted.
I mean, would be nice, but I don't know. I want to get moving. I don't want
Thank you for your hospitality, but it sounds like we're all gonna head out.
All right. Well, it's been really nice meeting you. What should I call you again? Did you actually come up with a name?
Yes, we're the Independent Strategy.
Very cerebral. I'll take it. I'll remember it. Thank you for being here, and thank you for murdering all those cultists or cannibals or whatever was down in those catacombs.
both.
You needed your help.
They were both cannibals and cultists.
I'm glad we have gotten rid of them. Thank you again for your service.
No problem. I'm going to try and speak in a heavier accent because I'm sort of. Sorry, I'm speaking out of character. I realize my accent has gotten a lot more lax. I'm going
You
to try
did
and
do a
speak-
Randy Savage impression for like half of last session.
Yes. Well, okay, that was different though. I got into character, in character.
Okay, whatever.
Oh.
Let's get out of here.
I
And
mean,
the party gets back on the eastern road and starts walking
sure.
north.
Well,
towards-
first we stock
Zadosh?
up on like supplies and whatever.
Yeah, tell me what you want to buy.
Well, how much food do we have? If we're traveling for a very long time, I can also just like make water, but we're not traveling for super long.
I have 4 rations, and each ration will last a day.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a couple rations.
How much is a ration?
It's 5 silver per day here in Crunch.
Okay, cool.
I will
I'm gonna.
spend
yeah, I'm
10
gonna get-
gold and get 40 rations.
Okay, if you want to, they're quite heavy.
I mean, yeah. Are we like keeping track of like encumbrance?
Yeah, I am. I only know that Sibo is encumbered right now.
Okay, I will spend 5 gold and get 20 rations. Is that more reasonable?
Yeah, I'll get about the same. That should be fine for me.
Well, I was talking about for the entire party.
Oh, for all of it? Okay, yeah, no, that's fair.
That's
fair.
pretty reasonable, especially you're only going to be gone half a day, so. you'll
Okay,
eat
but I'll
one
I
or
mean,
spend
two
it's
rations.
also just in case we can't find food in the city, and
I'll
and
spend-
then we also don't need to worry about getting shit for like next time.
I'm gonna
next time we
spend all 400 gold pieces I have and buy a billion rations and carry all of them in my giant arm.
You completely flood the economy. You
So
just-
potion of healing is 150 gold. That seems to be the standard rate in this world. Nothing different from Raksha. Anything else you're looking for?
In the big city?
No, in Parancha before you leave.
Oh yeah, I don't think we need potions. Especially since they're fucking overpriced as hell here.
And we make their way to the Eastern Road.
Off we go.
Hell yes.
Okay. After a few hours, could you all make a perception check? And Bat, could you make a perception check with advantage? I'll tell you why in a moment.
Sick. What am I doing?
I'll tell you why in a moment.
4.
Perception, right?
Yep.
That's a 17 for me.
Oh, 17, that's such a good number. Wow, look at that. 17. I got a 23.
Shut the fuck up.
Siwa got a 12. So Bat and Soren, you can tell that this character wearing a fine gray coat across this bridge from you is singing a tune. And in front of you, you see a number of different oozes and puddings and things like that. Many of these kind of creatures you've seen before, connected to a vengeful bard named Hamilton.
I'm about to lose it.
Guys, if we want to dip, I can cast Pass Without a Trace and we can just completely avoid this guy.
No, I would like to dip. I hate this guy. I don't like him. I want to dip.
This seems to be the only safe bridge to cross north to Zadash. And
If there was another bridge, I'd want to kill the guy. Get him
Hamilton notices you and sings. He casts thaumaturgy cantrip to make his voice really loud so you can hear. You're actually quite far. You're about 120 feet away, so you're quite far. He sings out to you with a new lute. Hey, I know you. Now maybe I didn't mean to treat you bad.
Yes, you did.
But I did it anyway. And now maybe some would say your life was sad. But you lived it anyway.
I was a pig, yeah, it sucked.
Oozes, attack.
It sounded like he was going to be sympathetic for a moment, and then he just pulled out his dickhead card.
I know.
Yeah, he's always like that.
This is
Except he usually cuts out the sympathetic part.
Cool, I can still shoot him. He's within longbow range.
Cool, please do.
And that's where we're going to leave us until next time. Good teamwork. We extracted a lot of information out of the prisoners and managed to not murder anybody. You surprised me with that.